It started with a monster of a man.
We hunted him across the seas.
Into the storm.
Then we fell.
Now we are here.
The sky twists.
The stars are all wrong.
We killed the man.
But we're no closer to home.
We left for different reasons.
For legends.
For adventure.
For acceptance.
For fame.
For answers.
But how do we escape?
The Everstorm.
Right.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Internet.
We're
Welcome.
currently without a
We don't have a
dungeon
DM.
master. We haven't seen him all night.
Oh, wait. Oh, boy. It's spooky.
No.
Never mind.
Spooky.
Is it Wednesday?
There. Is it Wednesday?
Time has
I'm
been
sorry,
moving.
guys. I guess I'm dead.
Still got this. Yeah.
Wrong game.
Really horrified.
Just kidding. We're gonna step out of that game. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Everstorm. Where we last left off our PCs, they were en route to try and take a chance on what Kodo's hoping could be a long-term solution for them, or at least to honor Kodo's request to help as he's honored theirs. And so as we've traveled north, the ship was taken over by something that had rooted itself into the ship, and they lured it out with a strategic use of a wind-up wooden sheep.
I believe it was a blow-up sheep. Thank you.
It was a blow-up sheep. It did. It
And
explodes.
destroyed and dispatched the thing that had possessed their ship, preventing them from getting to where they wanted to go. In addition to this, they managed to catch in random floating nonsense of broken, busted ship in the sea a new crew member, the mysterious Sid, who everybody warmed up to immediately.
Right away.
Sid is
Everybody opened their
on
arms
board.
and loved him.
Everybody warmed up to him immediately. Kodo just seared. It was so hot.
It was
Amazing.
searing. And so we begin. Everybody, you are all sleeping except
Animal
for
says should have left him.
Thought about it. Really did.
Animal G was the first one to be like, "This guy is sus." Super sus.
Are we playing Among Us? Hey, you know what? He was about to start his own game, so he's doing it right.
Round 2. Yep.
Among Us.
We begin. Everybody's asleep, of course, except for, as I'm often reminded, as I seem to always forget, Balrin and Morgaine.
I'm not.
Morgaine,
sleep.
The crow's nest.
you are chill. I assume that you're chilling out in the crow's nest, as is your MO.
Yes.
Okay.
That is my MO, and I am
Um,
doing that. Oh, you know what? We're not.
Sometimes I forget how much extra time Bowron and Morgaine probably have just hanging out fucking talking because we're the only two ever awake.
Yeah,
Or not talking.
yeah, or not talking. But
not talking.
to be honest, that would be in many ways a cultural assumption by humans. I think, given that elves, given that they don't sleep, as a culture, are accustomed to silence in a meditative fashion, because time moves so quickly for elves because they have so much of it. Like that a meditation doesn't seem like that much. So it's up to you how much you guys have filled it, or if you guys want to flesh out that end of your relationship. But yes, there are many hours that arguably half the time this group's been together, Balrin and Morgaine could have this totally separate relationship that occurs when everybody sleeps.
I feel like
it's just them talking about stuff.
He's back there, like at the wheel. I'm up with the crow's nest, and then like every hour or two, I like look down. He looks up, and we just go, "What's up?" and then we just go back to doing what we were doing.
You stupid humans.
Stupid. Why are they always talking all the time? I don't understand the point.
Morgaine, up here, you've noticed as you guys are moving northward, for the first time, you start seeing new things in the sky during the night and day. At day, it's more sparse, but your first thought is flocking birds this far out in the water. But at first, it just catches your eye with them being less land nearby. You're seeing more of these birds with less land as you're moving northward into sea. And in retrospect, you realize third or fourth day out at sea that these ones that you've seen now about twice must be the things you're seeing at night. Or it's these like larger shapes moving in groups. They're always very far away. Nothing has come close to your ship. Nothing within your longbow distance, which is to say a lot.
That's like 6 miles.
In addition, you also notice cloud cover occasionally will spin or thrust in a direction as if some small piece of cloud or air is moving rapidly through it. But you see physically nothing doing that. That's occurred about 5 times over the past 4 days. It'll be at a random time of day, and you never really catch it. And it's one of those things that because whatever's doing it is unseen except by the cloud cover it disturbs, you don't catch it right away. You more catch its after effects and then track its trajectory. And then you actually see it, but it is always something moving cloud, as if it's...
Okay. So it looks like something's flying through the cloud or something
but
like
it's as if like the cloud itself is parting for something you can't see. And that thing is always about this relative size of an extremely large bird, or actually, for lack of a better phrase, it almost looks like what would happen the few times you've seen your arrows fire through fog or mist, when they make a tiny tunnel shape that will spiral around the spinning arrow. And you keep seeing that. You're also noticing that out here, occasionally, actually, this will be a check for you and Balrin. And Balrin has advantage.
What kind of check? Perception?
Perception.
I'm rolling these damn digital dice.
Oof.
That
was rough. That was rough.
You just have to assume Balrin doesn't care.
Yeah,
They're off to a good start.
I got a 15.
I'll drink to that.
You notice this is like a long-term check, Morgan, that occurs over a couple days. That on occasion you'll see a wave or two, and just like I described with the clouds, that doesn't seem to be flowing in the pattern of the waves. And it's not a giant thing. It's not a tidal wave. It almost seems like a single current on the surface that's moving in a direction counter to what's happening. And the only time you ever saw one that would sink as you were noticing it, the one time this didn't happen, of the 6 times it's happened now, one seemed to swell up and form a slight rounded point about 2 feet out of the water. And when you noticed it, it started to turn into a spiral and then folded back down. Pure water.
I was saying it's made of water. Like it's
it
not
is
like
water.
Something in
it's like it's like the sea itself reached up a tiny finger and then put it back down. Very much in the way of Moana.
Does this remind me at all of the water elementals we saw that were floating through that river? Like how they may have emerged from the river or anything like that?
It's very similar. Very similar.
Okay. I will definitely let all the guys know that I'm seeing these things once I kind of figure out that they're actually happening and it's not just me.
Yeah.
Just
the first gut reaction is you've been on watch for too long.
Yeah,
So-
well, that's what I was saying. So once I figure out that, like,
you've
this
been
is actually
staring-
happening.
the kind of like trippiness that happens from having stared at something for far too long, that your eye starts creating little tracers of movements that there's no way that actually happened. It is 1, 2, 3. On the third day, moving away from the coastline, and now you guys are getting out into open sea. So I'll track how far you've gotten with another extension of your coast.
That's the extension of the Coast jingle for all of you. It's available in the Apple iTunes store, wherever you get it.
So you're currently here. Hopefully you saw that.
Yep.
That is 3 days of travel. Second day, so this is while you're trying to figure things out, guys. Second day, Balrin, you are awoken by Sid. Not awoken, sorry. You have a knock on your door. Or if you're at the wheel, Sid approaches. You choose your location.
Well, I assume I'm not at the wheel, since my driving privileges have been taken away.
You are not at the wheel.
Yeah.
Right now, it's been in tandem, passed off back and forth, Burl and Lindell.
Nope.
I go answer the door. That is
Breakfast boiling? Let me try that again. It's really early. Bre- I was trying to say breakfast ballroom. I'm holding up like multiple fish.
no thanks, I'm trying to quit.
Well, I thought maybe the others might
And
enjoy
scene.
it, so if you wouldn't mind watching over. So
Come on
they
in. If you want the fucking room, just say so.
No, not this morning.
Is it morning already?
Close enough.
Alright, come on in.
I had a feeling maybe Kodo would think I was poisoning him, so
He would definitely think you're poisoning him.
to have an eye.
You remind him too much of me. He hates me. He's definitely not gonna like you.
Well, in that
To be
case,
clear, Kodo thinks everyone's going to poison him. That's why he didn't get poisoned.
He's not wrong.
he is correct.
That's canon. That is what happened.
He's not wrong.
That was past the circle of truth. Flying colors.
Man, I can not get the voice right tonight. But, well, I plan on making a Rendelian special tonight, or this morning. Whatever it is right now.
Rendelian.
Figured you lots are from there. Well, most of you. Might be good to have a taste of home.
Alright, well. I'm sure if make your way to Dibbin's old quarters, you'll find the kitchen's probably still in perfectly good working order from the last time you used it. I don't know if anyone else has used it since.
Hard tack, huh?
Well, it has been since Dibbin lost Dibbin.
Well, I'll get to
Are
it.
they all Dibbins now? They're not Skeeters anymore.
They're all Dibbins.
That is great. It's the Highlander rules. Just have it.
Also true that Dibbin did lose Dibbin.
Oh, no, that was not a skeezer like slight. That was just a Dibbin doesn't know who Dibbin is. So Dibbin
That's
lost.
right. That's right. Well, then I'll get to it then. And Sid will go off and clean the fish and start cooking. Nice breakfast.
I said sorry. Haven't. Ooh, that smells nice. Gonna get up for my.
Welcome.
You're cooking?
Food fulcrum?
Give me a. If you don't have cooking or crafting with like cooking as a skill.
I've got a jack of all trades thing set
Okay,
up for this.
cool. Roll it up.
What attribute? Wisdom?
It's a tool for cooking. You gotta pick the attribute.
Dex.
Dex. Okay.
As usual, I never hear the music.
Ooh, a 22.
Nicely done.
It's a good meal.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's see here.
Does Sid have a name?
this is amazing.
It's good. It's really good, guys. Sid, this Randallian dish is relatively popular, coastal, not inland as much. It's a catch-all seared fish of whatever could be caught, and it's the certain type of spices and glazing that then sit in a bake of juice with some sort of like pilaf or grain that rests with it. It's often referred to as the cat's catch.
Well, then, up to your liking, I take it.
Yes. It.
Good.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wasn't sure with these fish. Little strange ones out here.
It works.
Everybody's awake. It's officially morning times. Lindell pops in while you guys eat whatever breakfast is set before you that you are choosing to eat. There is a delicious looking fish dish, Kodo.
Fish dish.
It's a fish dish. And Morgaine, this is a pretty good. I mean, this is shockingly good for just being the cookie on a boat that pulled this off. You've seen this dish dozens of times.
Morning, Morgaine. Bit of breakfast.
You guys gotta try this. This fish is. What is this called?
I just lost it.
That's
Randallian.
Cat's catch?
Cat's catch.
The cat's catch is what it's called.
It's very
It is
popular around the Randallian area.
It is a slightly sweet orange glazing that comes in with a little bit of heat at the end.
Oh, yes. Coffee, Kodo?
What?
Coffee. Would you like some coffee, Koto? Sorry, I was trying to mirror things with the letter at the start of each of your names as my greeting, but
I have
C
never
and K
had
close.
coffee. What is coffee?
It's a good way to get a pep up in the morning.
Terribly addictive drink. You shouldn't start.
as he's drinking around.
Doesn't believe that coffee's a
Just throwing me right under the bus, eh?
So it's like spirits.
Yes, only without the kick.
It's like the opposite of spirits.
It's bitter.
Spirits slows
What?
you down. Coffee
It's a
makes-
spirit that
speeds you up.
slows me down.
No, it's the opposite. Spirits will slow you down, but the coffee will speed you up.
It's a drink for people who hate sleep.
But Valrin, you don't like coffee, apparently.
Kodo, you give it a sniff, and
Purifies it. Purify food and drink.
Kodo,
I
you
shall
give it
try.
a sniff. This smells oddly like. This reminds you of being around black and copper dragons. Something about the smell. You're not quite sure, but the few times you've been around copper and black dragonborn, when they're excited or they're physically exerting, and they would start to like
They sweat coffee.
This is the
They
musk
need-
of a copper. Interesting.
Yeah, vaguely.
Yeah.
It's not exactly right because that smell coming off a black or a
Didn't guess
copper
that
is a little bit more acrid and a little bit more citric. But there's a bit of that bitterness in this, a bitter acid smell in this.
Juan Valdez and his trusty black dragonborn.
Yes.
Every day go out and
Yes.
just collect the sweat off of the elders.
Perfect.
I must
I shall
confess.
drink your coffee. Sid,
Enjoy.
thank you.
They call it
Very
the
welcome.
cough after you drink it.
You breathe this in and whoa, no, the scent's all wrong. It doesn't line up in your head because when it comes in, it's like punchy, but it's got an earthy flavor to it that's round and do you give it to him black?
For now, yeah. I'll
Yeah,
have
okay.
the sugar and the cream out, ready to go.
It rolls in thin, floods your palate, and it's like a punchy earth flavor with a sharp, bitter, angry acidity to it.
Different people take it different ways.
It tastes like morning anger.
I would lift his jug of rum over towards Kodo. If you need something to wash it down with.
Maybe more coffee.
So you like
I need morning anger.
Fill them up.
This is
Now, some
delicious.
people-
Pouring it in, and you're calling it. The funny thing is, he just called it black, but you watch him pour it. It is not black. It's like super dark brown, which is really throwing you off. And he called it taking it black. You've been around black dragons. This is not. It doesn't make any sense.
Thank
All right.
you.
Why they're not surprised.
Nice.
Sorry to. Oh, wow! Is that the catch? What
It
is
sure
it?
is, Lindell.
Lindell, get in here.
Right. Yes. Okay.
It's really good.
Oh
Sorry.
my god. Oh,
Love it, Lindell.
you got just the right amount of cayenne on the back end, eh? We don't even have cayenne on the board. How did you do that?
A little fuck yeah for the crew.
Oh, the little look. Yeah, are we gonna? All right. Yeah, I like. He's okay. Points for that one. Breakfast. Oh, sorry. Burl set me down. We're in open water. What's the heading now? We were just standing orders was to get in the water, but like, where are we going?
Oh, where's the map? Like, unfurl it out. Kodo, it was, northeast, yeah? Up in this island chain? Like, kind of in the middle?
It is. It's the center island.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah for the crew. Thanks, Animal G.
Good quote.
Quote added.
Yeah, Lindell, I think this is the heading, this island. I don't know what we want to do. Should we head in from the south or the east? We don't really know the waters. I know everyone keeps talking about like there being some type of bird people up here who are pretty scary. I don't know.
You give me. I'll tell you what. Right now, it looks like Burl's got no preference. You want? We could just generally head northeast until you guys want to make a decision. So we'll just veer off that way, and then you get the idea. We'll take a heading northeast till we have something more specific. Then
I think that'll head us. That's the way. So good.
right then. And he's like, oh, that was really good.
Hey, you're very welcome.
Good luck.
We can make this a ritual if you like.
Please, as long as we get more fish.
Kodo looks confused and starts pulling out his metal bars. Okay. Starts setting them around in a circle.
Oh, Kodo, is this okay to do on the deck?
He said
Don't
he
think I
wanted a
understand.
ritual.
Oh no, I meant more of a tradition amongst us, a shared experience. Something we do on the daily. Camaraderie and all that.
My bad.
So if you've got some rituals, I'm game to understand them. Learn, see another culture.
Well, if you want to see this one, I would stand back and it won't light the boat on fire, right, Kodo?
No.
Okay. Then yeah, I mean, it's pretty impressive, actually.
Very nice.
Well, I suppose I should ask Ashara for her blessings today.
Oh, sure. We'll just we'll go.
I set out my rods, and I began praying and chanting.
Do you mind if I watch?
Probably haven't responded by this point because I'm already in it.
Okay.
You can
It's
totally watch.
It's totally fine.
Yeah.
I watch him do it all the time. He never says it's
So
weird,
I'm down
right?
on my knees.
Is it weird that I'm watching him all the time?
That's weird. Stop watching me. No, go ahead. I'm down on my knees.
It's weird to do that.
And I gently start to breathe my breath into the first of the metal spikes and channel it along in a circle and let the arc of electricity circle around me. And I grow it and grow it and grow it until it's a decent size arc that's constantly moving like a Tesla coil. Then I lift my head up and I raise my hands Grant me your power, Ishara, and your light. And I absorb all of the electricity back into me. And I bow my head.
Lovely. The goddess of lightning, then.
She is the goddess of all dragon.
Oh. I have to confess, your people are new to me. From this side or the other.
We have been long. God damn it, Cam, I'm in a scene.
Dude,
Was that an explosion? What the hell was that?
yeah, somebody's got like M80s or something, like literally down the street. I don't know what's going on.
I actually thought maybe you just kicked a trash can or something. My bad.
No, it's like a loud ass.
Cam's like, this is getting too tense. Boom!
Sorry.
Scene.
Yes. We have long been separated from the known world, as you might know it.
Well, after I talked to you for more than a moment, I realized you weren't a lizardkin.
Whoa.
Something much better. Ooh.
Say that again, I'm sorry, I screwed up.
I was saying, I figured you were not lizardkin after I spoke with you for more than a couple words.
Lizardkin?
Yeah, lizardmen. Where we're from, they're crude, savage, live in swamps.
Valorant holds out his jacket.
We have many swamps.
Scaled like this.
Yeah.
When he points at the scales, Balron's jacket doesn't make much sense to you because it's definitely not Dragonborn scales or even Drake scales, but it's definitely reptilian. You just you've never run into something like this. The scales on Balron's coat are both knotted in parts and super smooth in other parts. And there doesn't seem to be like plated scales that overlap the way a Dragonborn's does.
Yeah, that is quite interesting.
Yes.
Prehistoric almost.
My people have always worn the scales of their conquest. One of the few things I brought along with my people.
Well,
the Dragonborn are definitely not of the of that descent.
No. Definitely different.
And we're fortunate for it. I haven't found too many nice, pleasant conversations with a lizardkin.
We had a run-in with a few before we crossed to the Everstorm on it here.
Yeah, they weren't very nice either.
They were worshipping foul gods as well.
Frogs. Lots of frogs.
Don't know what that would be about.
I don't really want to know.
They carried this with them. And I brandished the trident. I
You
suppose they
got
didn't.
that trident off the same one that you took his hide?
Yes. No, actually, no. I got the trident off a different one, but they were the same group.
Do you always skin your foes, Balron?
Like I said, it is one of the few customs of my people that I carry with me.
Yet you have skinned no one else. Why not the Waven?
Well, their hide doesn't make much for armor.
The Waven kind of elves?
I suppose so.
You said it was tradition.
Oh, it is.
What about the little...
I mean, they kind of skin themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it would take far too many of them to make anything out of.
But yet you have slayed many, have you not?
Not directly, usually.
Not in the
But the
fashion
story
where they
is
can
an
be easily
entire-
collected and skinned later. Though I do have an entire ship wheel made of their arms.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
in my inventory.
Yeah, we do.
Forgot about
It's
that.
hanging in Ballard's cabin somewhere.
There are a lot of weird things we got.
I was meaning to ask about that. Part of the reason I woke up so early.
No, my kin have always been rather partial to scales.
Well, they're quite common and prominent, found scattered across the grounds in my lands.
Imagine they would be.
Well, then, I suppose what's hanging in the air between everyone is, our mission.
Of course.
Are we off to see some dragons, from what I understand?
That depends. By we, do you mean you? Or do you mean us?
I'd hoped we were us, but if you decide not, then that's your choice.
Have you ever seen a dragon before, Sid?
Oh, I've seen one before, yes. Magnificent.
I'll be the first to admit, the dragon I saw here resembles nothing of the dragons that my father spoke of. I'd pull out the last of the scales that I'd collected.
He holds out a vaguely leaf-shaped emerald that's flat like a dinner plate.
The mere size of this scale dwarfs any of the scales used to make my father's armor. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. An entire forest grows upon its back.
Wow, that's truly behemoth.
That sounds a lot bigger than that rainbow dragon.
I think it could be.
That's Verlinox.
That's who's keeping your sleeper here?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
How do we fight something like that?
I have told the Dreamer I am going to do everything within my power not to fight something like that.
Okay.
But if I must, I will use the cauldron.
So we need to get the cauldron.
Just when
That
I
is
thought
the
we were
only
done.
bargaining chip I will have when talking with Verlinox.
Okay.
What is Villanox's play in all this? Why is Villanox keeping the other dragon dreaming? What does it gain from the Everstorm?
We don't know yet. Other than the Dreamer came to help the children here. Verlinox trapped him. The storm came. It's been chaos ever since. The storm grows.
So it's as the Spring Court says. We wake the dreamer, the storm will cease.
If we end the storm, though, does that mean we're trapped here? Isn't the storm the tunnel?
You have to do what Levi did to kill Skeezer. Story kill it.
I suppose that is quite a possibility, Captain.
It just kind of occurred to me now.
Though I think
It could be that the Dreamer could aid us in a way home.
possible.
I imagine the flight of a great elder would be far swifter than any ship.
So I guess, where's the cauldron then? That's where we gotta head, yeah?
Well, the last I heard of the cauldron was when I visited the dreamer while in a dream. I talked with my former mentor, Ralithe. She was hiding the cauldron. She was on the island. I'm hoping to find her again.
Okay, so
Something with that level of power should be easy to detect.
I guess our destination is the same regardless.
The cauldron, you mean?
Yes.
The problem with the cauldron is it is currently empty. There is no power inside. It merely stores our breath.
I see.
And it will store as many as we give it. So the more breaths I get, the more dangerous it becomes. Possibly dangerous enough even for an elder.
Suddenly a fog monster appears and a hatch. No, never. That's not gonna happen. That I would quit too. I watched that entire series and I want my time back.
Must be a reference to Lost.
Yeah.
It is a reference.
Didn't watch it, but I know that.
Yeah,
No.
I didn't either, but I know that.
So then the way forward is pretty straightforward then. Go to the beach, find the device, fill it with your power, and go from there.
Mine and everyone we know.
So we take it back to the colony.
My breath alone is not strong enough. Not for an elder. So I suppose I will ask again, Sid. Are you in?
If you'll have me.
Do you seek a way home?
In a roundabout fashion. There are things of mine that have been taken from me. I'm seeking them. I hope to get them before I go home.
Well, we have shared our quest. What is your quest?
There are sacred holy places to a long forgotten god that have been profaned by devils and others. And I have some leads. I hope to reclaim them.
Which god is that?
Well, the name is lost to time. It seems when his followers forgot him, his name went with it.
But you know about him.
Is that the crumbled one, Oren?
Could be.
He was the only one that I couldn't name, was it not?
Very well could be. Is it a god of the seas and oceans?
No, not the seas and the oceans.
The shore?
No, he's a god of ambitions, wealth, prosperity.
Oh, someone else who worships me. Got it.
My original hopes were that I would find myself through
Levi,
the.
could I do a knowledge religion to see if I know of any? Well, I guess I really wouldn't because my 3 I really wouldn't have much knowledge
Roll.
outside of
Roll.
my 3, right?
Just roll.
You never know. Never know.
Long forgotten. Who knows what I
That's
got
a
her?
12 plus. What is knowledge under intelligence, probably?
Yep.
Yeah.
12.
Solid roll.
Solid.
Where you were raised in the monastery, amongst the faithful, games of chance were not considered a useful pursuit of time. You didn't see many people doing it. The only type of wealth, prosperity was not a pursuit of value where you were raised. Pursuits of faith and dedication and purpose that had a solid outcome were important. The only way that all becomes hazy and a little untrue, that didn't make any sense to you till you were handed off to Ralithe, is that at times, though, the monks would spend like all day doing nothing. And so you're like, how is that of purpose? You know, they would garden, they would pray, they would meditate, which besides the gardening produced nothing solid to you that you could see. Your faith was in many ways galvanized by smithing. Things made more sense then.
Mm-hmm.
That you were finally, for the first time, creating as those you worship are said to create.
Okay.
But pursuit of wealth and fortune, that seems it's just not in your way.
Mm-hmm.
It is thought that the god Zaz had a hand in making this one disappear.
You, Morgaine, Balrin, you would have heard of Zaz. But you wouldn't have run into too many people that actually you wouldn't have run into anybody that talks about Zaz like Zaz is real. The only people you would have run into would have casually mentioned it as a blessing or a curse when they've done something well or they fucked up. And that's been like maybe a handful of people in your life. And every time you've met somebody like that, Balrin, they're definitely not a person of faith.
Usually when I find them, they're at tables gambling at a tavern.
Correct. Or just kind of in life, like, Zaz, damn it. Like, or like, give me a Zaz. And, Morgaine,
Zaz, come on.
Morgaine, you have met people that legitimately add a level of ritual. On 3 occasions, you've met people that add a level of ritual to a pregame before they sit down for a game of chance that seem almost like prayer. Everything about it has the earmarks of prayer, except it was different for each of the 3 that you met. And of those 3, one seemed to carry dice on him that he would roll at a table before he'd play any game, even games that didn't include dice that night. And it just struck you weird. It was a gnome. And so and he tipped you heavily. This was in Loomis. And normally Loomis isn't big on any other godly worship. So it was weird to find people that were of other faiths. And you managed to strike up a conversation with Morgaine, and he professed himself a priest of chance.
Okay. So it's
So you've
almost
actually
like...
met one that claimed Zaz as his god.
So, would you describe the faithful as, almost like people that have severe OCD, and then they have, an item, Where it's like, you know, the people that have to like touch the doorknob 5 times before they can leave, or like, is it stuff like that type of ritual type stuff? Where he's
That's
like,
how
I've
you
got
would
the dice, I have to-
describe. That's how you describe him.
Okay.
His name was Gibby, and Gibby was weird. But you haven't met any others per se. So.
Okay. So I'll share my story.
You just sit on it? Yeah.
No, I said I share it. I share my story of this
Yeah,
is
that's
all I
you
know
need to
about
know.
it. Ta-da.
Well, I mean, I guess we could look out, particularly if there's devils involved. I'm kind of interested. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, to the northwest is the Rust Gate that I was talking about before. It's home to many things. A temple of importance, but also warring factions of fiends, and Avors, and others.
Hang around our ship long enough, the devils will find us.
Sounds pretty messy.
In particular, there's one that rules over it. The Red.
Oh, you want to go? You want to go there?
As in Grin the Red.
Aye, that's the one.
So you want to go to his town?
I don't know if it's his town, but I know what I seek is in what he has claimed as his territory.
Again, isn't that the one that almost killed you?
Yeah.
Did you, Bruce?
Also the one that, according to
What's up, Jay Bruce?
my friend, that could possibly be Fulcrum's father.
Come on, just.
The
Interesting.
team is in a version of analysis paralysis. Not quite. I mean, I wouldn't call it a full paralysis, everybody. But...
Fulcrum, that man is your father.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know yet.
Word.
I'm still processing that information. I'm not sure I believe it actually either.
Step up
Only
or down
claim
from the
that
Baron
I've heard
being
so
the
far.
father.
I don't know. I'm really afraid to find out.
Well, I never met the Baron, so I cannot judge
Good.
his character. But the
Bad.
man in red is an asshole.
Agreed.
I think you would have hated my dad more because he would have really confused you, Kodo.
Well, one thing can be said about the Baron. He did bring an entire few nations to their knees. So far, Grin has not done that.
Depends on the nations you talk about. I imagine the people that are in his lands now would differ.
Well,
We have a habit of rescuing people, gentlemen.
it's a bad habit.
Do
It's a good habit.
No.
It's
a
worthwhile.
habit either way.
Well, what do we do with them? We dumped them off on an island somewhere.
Well, better off than they were.
I would argue they were
Maybe.
better off than they were.
We're being hunted actively by devils. I think that was a really good idea.
Who says they're not actively hunted by devils still?
Well,
Well,
because
they
I
have a
think
chance
they
to
want
protect
Ever the
themselves now.
optimist.
I will tell you, while in chains with the shackles on and the collar around my neck, I was fairly helpless. So we gave them a chance.
I suppose so.
That's all anyone can hope for. So, returning back to where we were. As I said, if you'll have me, I would gladly join your crew.
Well, you're on the ship. It's a good start.
I mean, you got my vote, Sid. That fish was just wow.
So are you a cook?
I am anything that needs done.
Cook.
Yeah, that sort of ambiguity is not how you get through with Kodo. The answer should have been yes. Yes, you're a cook, of course.
So you do anything?
Yes, I have worked in every station.
What do you
up to
do
my
well?
title. Everything, Koto. I do everything well.
Oh my god. See, look, if you say you do everything well, it means you do nothing well. You gotta understand how cool
Hey,
is
he
thing.
did that cooking pretty well. If he does everything as good as that cooking, and Fulcrum puts like an arm over his shoulders, I think he is gonna be the cook. If he's good at everything, right now he's good at being the cook.
I'm fine with him being the cook. I just want to know
All
if he's
right.
going to be the cook or if he's going
He's
to
the
be
cook.
our little skeezer who could cast spells. I need to know what he can
no.
do. What
that's
is
what
he
you're asking.
good at?
Well, I could kill things well,
We all kill things well.
and I have a penchant for knowing what's around us. The peoples, the cultures, the places. I absorb knowledge, stories.
So do you have
And,
any
well-
idea what kind of dangers we're sailing into then?
Well, if these are the islands I believe them to be, certainly Eivor, likely Grex.
Wrecks are nice.
I like Grex. Good people.
Though I wouldn't be surprised to happen by some giants.
Only giants I ever met worked a slave island, so they did not seem very nice.
Well, if anything else on this area has any correlation to the things we know back home, the giants here will be absolutely nothing like the giants back home.
Possibly. So do you use a sword? Godman.
He wants to know how you fight.
I reach over and pull my rapier and present it to him.
Okay. Very well. You sneak around behind and poke people from
As
the side.
he draws the rapier, you guys feel a chill coming off the area where Sid is standing now.
He's got tricks.
In my travels, I have a tendency to find things. Valuable things.
Fair enough.
You do have some tricks. There was like some type of like, it was you, but it wasn't you when we were down there fighting the...
Yes. Well, it's hard to explain, but yes, I have a way of being in two places at once.
Wow.
Magic. Okay. That's all I needed. That's all I needed.
Magic pointy thing. Poke it.
Okay.
Got it.
You're fine by me, Sid.
Oh, I bet we'll get into a scuff soon enough, Kodo. Trial by fire.
I like your attitude. So then, a
Just
triumphant.
Stay behind me or beside. Don't go in front. That's what
to
I'll
know.
suggest. Do you
So
have any
then-
more of that coffee?
Yeah, maybe. Let me see. Go find some.
Have we had this on board this entire time and you haven't told me?
Probably. I don't think. I don't think Dibben was much for coffee.
Yeah, and in a weird way, this fortunately worked out for us. Yes, Dibben expressly often made tea.
Mhm.
That's right.
It was never Dibben's ship, so despite being the cook, he was never super confident delving into places he wasn't expressly told to go. So there was a single crate of coffee hidden away in the hold, and Burl pretty much just drinks. So
This is
It's just been sitting
angry
here,
and I
waiting.
like it. It's mad at me for drinking it.
Where I come from, they say to put hair on your chest, but since you're Dragonborn, I don't know if that's true.
I've never seen hair on one of my people.
If you get enough coffee, you might find out.
I'm in here an elf. I'm not
known
sure
to
it works
fill
for
a man
you
with
either.
vim.
I don't know what it is, but yes,
Masculinity.
I'm oozing it.
I'm oozing it, but I'm not sweating it because that's the black and brown dragons. Or copper. There's black and copper dragons.
Black and copper.
Although he is kind of half copper, so does
That
that
is
work?
the musk. I'm bronze. Come on.
Oh, you're wrong.
Don't compare me to one of those.
Come on, man.
The coppers are drunks. I forgot. I like them.
Yeah, that's right.
To the Isle of the Dreamer, then.
to the Isle of the Dreamer.
Well, keep an eye out for flying people.
You travel on for another 2 days. You are reaching a time of decision. Do you go north or do you go south?
Looking at the map.
North.
Yeah, north, I think.
Say north looks like the right.
This is like a shorter route, and we can land. Do you know where this beach was you saw? What side of the actual inside island it was, Kodo? South,
No.
north?
No, I do not.
All right, well, let's just get to it then. Let's go north.
This is another solid week. You guys have been at sea. At this point, Morgaine and Balron, assuming you're at the wheel, Balron, unless you're drinking. Actually, give me a disadvantage to see if you're drinking, or actually at your post.
Does this need a roll?
Okay, I'm going to call that a no. And you're drinking.
What roll is that to not be at your, like, a disadvantage? What roll?
I'm just going to call it like an even 10, like a simple test.
If
you
it's
did what you're
T20.
supposed to do.
Okay, so we'll just do 2 20s.
Yep.
Boom. Come on. You can do
Roll
it.
20 is going
Thing.
super
Roll
slow.
20 locks up.
Oh, man.
That's exactly what we need.
All right, never mind. Fine. I got to reach back here for my heavy.
You
Yeah,
watch
there it
in an
goes.
hour.
Oh, there they
it'll
go.
Oh,
7 out of
shit.
20.
I still don't
Disadvantage.
have
Gave
it.
you
That's
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
So he is not at his post. You guys find Morgaine. Balron is supposed to be at the wheel, and you see that Lindell is like half asleep, like, okay, I'm good. Morgaine, you notice for the first time off the coast here. No, that's too far in. Like literally right there on the beach. You see
I did not see a
trees
thing.
move. I will. Do you see it or no?
Oh, you
Do
put a
mark
dot.
it?
I see.
I
see
put a
it.
dot.
Okay.
You see trees move in that area. It catches your attention. It is really far off. And when those trees move, you see a 30-foot tall humanoid covered in misshapen lumps. Its body is asymmetric. You can't really give me a perception to see how much detail you pick up.
Perception.
It's a very good dice.
21. Yeah, I got real dice, man.
All right.
Visual dice.
You notice that one shoulder is far higher than the next, and the low shoulder would be relative on you, as if the left arm were coming out of the lower rib cage.
Oh.
You see a head, but the head could also maybe just be almost like a hunch on the back. You don't see a neck per se.
So does this look like weird, like asymmetry, or does it look almost like Quasimodo, where he's just leaned to one side?
It's so far away, it's actually tough to tell.
Okay.
But you see this thing move trees aside and walk with purpose along the beach until it looks for a couple things, and then the ship is passing, and then it moves back off into the trees again.
What kind of distance are we talking about? Like, I guess what I'm trying to determine is if it saw us, could it throw something at us from here?
No. This thing is this is a combination of you being in a crow's nest for an island beach that is literally miles away. This thing is so big, it's still very tiny to you. The only reason you're able to tell its size is due to the trees.
I whistle down to anybody that's on deck. I point. I don't know if anybody can see it. So
Falcon would probably be in the rigging,
All right.
where he likes to be.
I didn't even see that, VTAC. We were on the same page. He put in there, he's like, oh man, is he going to throw rocks?
Pumpkins. This giant only chunk pumpkins.
That's right.
Pumpkin
With
chunkin'.
trebuchets.
It's his season.
Or air cannons. It depends on what division you're in.
All right.
Yeah, so I whistle down and I point over and I do like a look through a looking glass type of thing if they have it down there. I don't know if they do.
Trying to just spot it from the rigging.
Yeah.
At this day, you guys don't see what he's talking about because it's just too far away. You guys can roll for some awesome perception if you want to. It will be extremely difficult to see.
If they look like they can't find it, I'll relay the description, but
Try to look just the double two.
oh, double twos. Sid sees
Yeah,
it.
you guys, Sid, you do not see it.
Wow, and a
Oh,
24, I don't see it. Amazing.
You
You're
don't see
not
it.
up top like me.
So you guys sail on for a few more days. It's at this point that I marked in the map that you all, that Morgaine, you see early in the morning one of those flocks take off from of birds take off from this island, and for the first time you get an idea of their scale.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
And they are humanoid, and they are Waven size or a little bigger.
They're actually humanoid or their size of humanoid?
They're size of humanoid. They're big ass
Okay.
birds.
But they look like birds. That's why I was
Yeah.
like, wait, they're bird people? That's weird.
And then you see about
Harvey Birdman.
you see a group of 6, and when they're flying, they're actually flying in a vague formation. It's a staggered V kind of shape, and that's where your attention is caught because now you can see that this flock is not behaving the way a flock of birds other than geese actually do.
Canadian goose. You have a problem with them. You got a problem with me.
Suggest you let that one marinate. I've never been so fucking mad in my entire life. You got a problem with Canada gooses? What? What? I love that shit. That's so good. That's so good. Oh, get this. Brad Pitt loves that show, apparently.
Nice.
I found out he loves that show.
That makes sense.
Oh, man.
He's
I'm
from
gonna talk
Missouri,
about-
so
You got me going on Letterkenny now. Now that's stuck in my head.
Now we're done for.
Trusted, majestic. I'm sorry.
Canadian.
The envy of all ornithologies. Sorry. Okay.
so
And then at this day, so you are keeping your eyes open. At this day, you notice for the first time at this point, which is like really still pretty far from the ship, 2 of them on the coastline watching.
like actually watching, not just like
Mhm.
how a bird watches you because it's like,
Mhm.
do I need to fly away?
And then
I
you
relay
guys
that
move
message
in.
down too, and I point them out, I describe them, and I say basically, I've seen them fly in these patterns. Which
If
doesn't
you had to
look
guess,
like-
the wingspan of those birds would be around 12 feet. Maybe a little bit more. If you had to guess.
Yes, bird.
Mm-hmm. Well, those are our boys. Savages.
It is.
Everything around here is huge.
1. From the time our game tonight has begun, you gentlemen have been on the boat for 4 solid weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But after a month of being together in close quarters, you arrive at the Isle of the Dreamer. Is there anything that would have occurred in downtime of travel that would have been important to you as a character? Something you would have wanted to pursue in that downtime?
I probably would have tried to make sure communication with Harmony was still happening.
Harmony has become in many ways an echo, and to a degree, a confidant. You've generally started sharing your musings about like life and things and thoughts that you're having, and she seems to, in a childlike 6 or 7 year old fashion, ask you kind of open-ended questions that seem like they would have an obvious answer, but in the way that a child asks you, you suddenly realize as an adult, maybe you don't know. So it's that way that a conversation with a child ends up almost sounding like a therapy session with a therapist. You know? Like where you're saying like, those birds seem really big. And you're like, why is that bad? And you're like, I don't know. So
seems dangerous, but I don't really know
why is it dangerous? Like just very obvious questions. So and now she is always a conversation away. She'll either be resting on your shoulder and you just hear her voice in your head whenever you talk. She rarely initiates conversation.
As hold on. Don't remember, your character doesn't remember.
That's right. From now on, you can treat it as if you have a constant telepathic connection with Harmony, provided she's an eye shot. You have to see her. She can't be like, it's not exactly like a familiar or an imp for a warlock.
Gotcha. Did Fulcrum's uncle try to contact me at all during any of this time, or give me any sort of updates or anything?
Fulcrum would definitely been bugging you about that at least.
It's been silent in that front. However, Fulcrum, you have had a dream. You wake up and the hut is there and the door is open and you are in the tree line, which is new. You are partially obscured, as if you are attempting to stealth. So you wake up deep in the brush and you have sight on the hut, and not every time. You have a line of sight on the hut, and the pool of water is there that it's half sort of sunken into, except the hut is almost level. It's just got a slight off kilt to it on its little posts that hold it up. It is not on the beach. It is in the jungle, and the door is wide open, and the lights are not on. And this occurs after you cross this corner of the island. A day before, Morgaine claims to have seen some sort of massive humanoid off the beach.
I just kind of do after I don't think anything is around. I don't hear those devil things, frog things.
Give me a perception.
Absolutely. Let's see if this one's any better than the last one. That is a little bit better. That's a 15.
You don't hear anything.
Okay.
You hear the sounds of the jungle. You hear strange animals, chittering noises, clicking noises, weird whistling, occasionally a low.
I'll exit the brush and go to check out the cabin then. Poke my head inside, look for any signs of it's just empty. There's a disturbance. I'm also keeping my eyes out for...
You come inside and the loom is there. The chairs are gone. The warmth is gone. It's an empty hut. There's no lights on. And the single end table where she would have in the past a drink, or a small plate of snacks, or in the past your bits of cloth with something written down on it. You see a table, and you see a single piece of cloth which has cross-stitched into it, needle pointed into it, the phrase, "I'm ready when you are," and a blank.
I will take out Stitch and form it into essentially like a needle point and attempt to stitch into the cloth then the ambitious woman.
And as if you will it, realizing you don't know anything about needlepoint, suddenly it just kind of comes to you. And Stitch starts to poke and prod, and you feel sliding through your arm, threads flowing through Stitch and forming the words for you. Almost as if Stitch is not a needle and closer to like a 3D printer that's slowly injecting the page. And so then you see the lights come up a little bit, and you see one door opens, and you see, one set of windows opens. I'm dumb. And the loom starts to unfold. Cloth that was not there before. And as the cloth starts to silently pile, it's a soft noises, a lot of like somebody slowly is letting down heavy curtains. This pile of cloth starts to form inside the room, and then the warmth comes up, and then the cloth starts to unfold, and you see a big furry neck piece come around, and you see a very smooth, with thin, tight wrinkles, old woman's face. Her hair is pulled back. She looks maybe half elven, but very old. The oldest elven-blooded person you've maybe ever seen. More lines than elves get. And you see the cloth forms into giant sleeves that just fall down amongst the cloth like how a wizard's robes, it would just kind of go down into the floor almost. And then this headdress forms, and there's all these extra folds down the back. Well,
greetings. I hope my answer was sufficient.
I've offered you 7, and so I will keep my compact. Is now the time.
So I know of the compact. Do you wish all 7 at once?
I do. You have 6 now.
Then the rest I shall use later. I apologize for the lack of an act to the riddle until this point.
I have time. What I need is a clever that walks out there enacting my tasks. And a clever you were, and then not, and then once again. But time I have, my fulcrum.
Thank you, Satasa.
Your manners are always quite charming, boy.
I'm gonna like awkwardly, slowly back out, kind of give a wave. Do I see, as I kind of start to sneak out, just looking around, casting my eye, any sign of Kenna? I am assuming no sign of like another footprints nearby. The
Nope.
Okay. I will sneak out until I hide in the.
As you walk away, you see that you see 1, 2, 3, 4 thick yarn like threads like fingers wrap around the door and shut it. And as that shuts on the threads that pull themselves through the seam of the door. And you wake up. Thanks, VTAC. VTAC's very kind to me, and it makes me self-conscious. All right. You wake up, and you now have 6 questions.
Great. I'm going to spend whatever time is left, one conferring with Morgaine, which we can get to later, and then broaching that issue, which I'm sure will be a longer conversation with the rest of the party.
Sid, about that thing, no worries right now. Anybody else want something that they are doing in downtime? Kodo or Balrin's clearly out drinking right now.
Yep, he is.
So
No, Kodo actually, or Balrin actually said that he's going to begin prepping his gear, which he never does.
oh no, what does that even mean? What does prepping my gear mean? He's gonna walk into that frame of camera with like a gimlet and like a mixing station, like bitters, and he'll be like cutting cocktails for himself.
I have no idea what this is going to
Have
be.
some line where he makes like a drink for all of you. He's like, "Oh, don't want it? Guess I'll drink it." Kodo, anything you want to do?
No, not until we get closer to the shore. As we start getting closer to the island, I'm going to start ritualizing locate object. And I'm looking for Ralathe's hammer.
Okay.
Because I know where that's at, she'll be.
Locate object only. It has
1,000 feet.
sadly,
It's terrible.
it's 1,000 feet. Like it's actually,
Yeah,
it's
that's why I
not
said
much help.
I'll be doing it for a while. Like that's why I said I'll just start kind of.
Yeah. What level spell is it? Just so I know.
It is a 2nd level spell.
Okay, so you can just ping that kind of all the damn time.
Yeah.
Well, it's a ritual, right?
Just
It
need
is
10
not
minutes.
a ritual for me. It's a ritual. It's a 10-minute cast for me.
Oh,
I just meant I'll be ritually doing it like 4 or 5
Gotcha.
times a day.
Okay.
Okay, Morgan, anything you want to do?
Muted.
You are silent. You're muted.
No, he's not.
Master of
muted.
music is muted.
Oh, sorry. I muted myself because there's a printer printing lots of things next to me.
That's fine.
Just going.
It's okay. I just got lucky because, well, I don't want to say anything, but right now my guest, my unwanted guest that's similar to Pan's unwanted guest is currently silent, and I don't want to call it out. So,
Yeah.
Did
So
you
I-
get
that's
the
best.
ortho home defense that I told you about?
I didn't, because I only recently got this
I
house
haven't.
guest, so I might go down that road, but we'll see how that goes. Because right now,
Try
so
it.
far, I think I only have the one.
Try it. It's amazing.
I also have a lot of leaf insects. You guys have a lot of like stink bug types? I have a lot of them.
Did you say leafin sex?
It's a keen elven. Yeah, there you go.
That's a little secret of the elves we don't tell
Leaf
many people
bugs,
about.
You know?
Leaf
Yeah, we're
bugs.
getting stink bugs, and we're getting the crickets. That's about
I
it.
don't, well, mine look like stink bugs, but I don't think they're technically stink bugs because I don't think every part of that type of insect actually has stink glands. But I'm looking at one right now. The weird thing was it was crawling on my Psycho from Borderlands head. So I saw my head moving. I'm like, what is that? Oh God. Like face hugging the side of his head. I'm like, what are you doing in here? He's over there by Ash Williams right now. So it's getting groovy. It is around this point, Koto, where you see the Isle of the Dreamer. It is close to what you saw in memory. Gentlemen, as you round this corner, Balrin, you were out. While during downtime, is there anything you want to do?
Yeah, well, it's not so much that he does anything, but about when you get to about that point where you can see the island, you just notice that Balrin goes relatively quiet and does something he doesn't really usually ever do. He starts prepping.
What does Balrin prep look like?
You notice he takes time where he starts sharpening the points on the trident.
What?
He starts getting his armor ready. You've never seen Balrin look like he was like maybe going to go to battle.
That's what we were just talking about. We're like, what does that mean?
What does that look like? Yeah. And Sid's just like, all right, yeah, that seems normal.
Expecting.
Yeah. And we're all like,
So you round this corner, and gentlemen, as you cross this edge of this island, where on both sides of the islands that you can see off in the distance, they are stone that is a gray with bits of tan coloration. Occasionally you see blue streaks of rock. And you see a lot of vegetation that's very big and very tall, especially on the southern island as you're rounding this bend. That island has noticeably tall trees, like California redwood giant canopy. As you round this corner and coming, you see off ahead of you, slightly south and quite west, a black island. It looks like a silhouette sitting on the horizon. It is, it's got 3 peaks, one that's discernibly larger than the other 2. The other 2 peaks seem almost like a bluff, where they've got a little bit of a point to them, but they kind of slightly down arc. And you see that the entire island just sits there, and it's almost eerie how little light reflects off of it. If any of you have actually in real life seen the Black Hills of the Dakotas, it is like that, where what you're looking at you know is real, but seems like an illusion. Once you are within a day of the island, you're actually noticing things. It is covered in stone. You don't see any vegetation. And all the stone is varying degrees of luster. Some of it seems shiny, that really catches light. And some of it seems just matte gray. Now they're getting closer and able to see better. And as you start to round the island, gentlemen, and you're within like yards, no longer miles, you're seeing that there are whole areas of the island that appear to be like somebody froze a river and hit it with a hammer. So there's these weird flows all around it that are then also shattered with broken lines and slightly askew. To play up another metaphor, imagine an island frozen that a samurai in an anime sliced like 18 times, and they slightly slid off skew. And there are giant erratics that are 8 feet tall, 12 feet tall, just thrust up out of the ground. And each one of these giant stones is vaguely crystalline in how they reflect light. At first glance, they look like obsidian, but some of them have a weird purple reflection to them, only occasionally. Like how you would turn a prism in the light and you start to see some rainbows, but not everywhere. And sometimes you guys move your head looking at it, the glint is vaguely purple.
Does any of this start to look familiar at all from the beaches that I was on?
It's not until you get to the southeast corner that you recognize the beach. And as you guys round it out on the southeast corner of the island, you see up off the beach. It's tough to say how far. Maybe halfway up the tallest peak, there is a huge hole in it. And it seems like it's almost like something melted the mountain from the inside and it poured out like blah, and then there's this river of that broken stone flowing out of this giant hole.
Then this is it.
Volcanic.
This is the beach I remember.
Well then, before we go to the beach, just say a few things. As I look at the lot of you in this day of destiny, I see champions, powerful men, ready for victory. Let us indulge ourselves in our greatness.
While he's doing that, I'm playing the Song of Hope.
Yep. I have inspiring.
We're buffing the shit out of ourselves.
Inspiring. We have 14 temporary hit points.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Morgan recognizes. He sees what's happening. He's like, oh, okay.
Oh, it's time. It's time.
He starts playing the Song of Hope, so everybody also gets a free reroll of a 20.
Nice.
It's like, let's just put them on top of each other. Let's make a buff sandwich.
Buff sandwich.
Sandwich.
Make a buff
Tasty
sandwich.
buff sandwich. All right, so you guys weigh anchor, hop in the rowboat.
And warn Lindell and the rest too. If any bird people come, maybe get somewhere inside, so they don't grab you and lift you off. Just keep an eye out.
Right. So, Captain.
Oh, yeah.
Is the Cid gonna like disappear on the island?
No. Not unless like he really pisses Kodo off or something. I sincerely doubt.
That's what I was wondering. It's like, is he gonna like
No.
maybe not come back on the boat?
No, we might be coming back with a really big cauldron though, so we might need a rope to hinge that up when we get back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And probably if you ever see Kodo handling the cauldron, just keep your distance.
Oh, keep your distance from Kodo's. Look, there's like written on the deck of his ship.
Yeah, right. I mean, it just makes one look at it. You're like, oh, okay, not right now. Okay, cool.
I'm not stupid. I mean, know what Bavron says, but I'm not that stupid.
Thanks, Lindell.
Oh no,
get killed by bird people.
So
watch out for the birds.
And then
Bill's by far my favorite.
After you guys, after Sid goes down to the rowboat, you see Tolig shimmies out on all fours on the deck from below decks, and he goes up to the edge. And Sid, you see people calling down. You suddenly see a hairy little dwarf head appear with two sharp sticks, like.
Well, hello there.
Oh, he's fine. He's
He sings.
keep an eye on Griggs, Tolig.
Everyone should have a guard dog.
And at that point, you see Lindell go, no, and you see like, there might be bird people. So then you see like both the ballistas suddenly get loaded and swing into place and anchor up. And you see like bunk, bunk, bunk. You see getting spiked in. You see a dwarven hand jamming ballistas tip down in the railing.
We're not having any of that.
You guys roll up onto the island.
Excellent.
Island time.
I think it's like a
you
4K
guys-
map here. We got this is
Yeah, this is a
Highly
high
detailed.
def map.
yeah.
Come on, load. Aha!
Photoshop for the win.
Ooh, nice. Wow.
I see the
Here's at
map.
the bottom.
Don't see us.
Just in the bottom, hidden. We blend in really well.
We do. +5 camouflage.
Oh wow, I don't see myself
Oh,
at
yeah?
all. Actually, there I am.
Yeah, you're
Yeah, I was gonna
super
say,
hidden.
you're like plus 10 ammo.
You and Fulcrum are really hard to see, but I see you now.
Could add my plus 14 health.
You guys roll up when you hit as the rowboat makes a real scrapey, gravelly noise when it hits this sand. When your feet touch it, it's not sand. It's like rock. It feels like stepping on a shell beach, except a little bit more harsh. This rock is grainy, but it oddly moves out of the way for your weight as it sinks in a little bit, and you just see black stone everywhere. As you guys move up on the beach, you don't see anything, just like all the stone and everything I described.
Is there any familiar landmarks at all?
As you move up to the beach, you see right about here a purple.
You said here.
Yes. You see a purple crystal that's big, like this, that comes to a point, and it has blood on it on the ground, and you see another stone that is coated in blood, and it's there too. Kodo, the one that's coated in blood was your stone. You recognize it. The other was hers, the one that she showed off to you in the dream that she had and you did not have, before you actually confronted her in the second dream. Her body is not here.
I walk up to the stones. I'll move my guy up there.
Slowly flank him, keep an eye out.
Yeah. I don't go in front of him though.
No.
Never in front.
We've heard.
Levi,
Go in front
I will
of
be.
Kodo.
I'll be keeping a decoy version of me, like 30 feet out behind rocks or something. Just
Okay.
I
kind of following
am
us.
I able to? Oh, sorry.
It is eerie how well Sid completely blends into
just
the
gone.
background.
The silver fox disappears
Jerk,
on
to be
volcano.
honest. He's a pain to try to grab.
Okay, I'm going to give you... What color do you want me to tint your after image?
Well, normally I would say gray, but let's make him like a bluish color so I can see him.
We know the answer will never be red and green.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see my dude
Thank you.
over there. Am I able to climb
Okay.
up on that rock?
So yeah, right here, guys, the rocky beach makes like about a 6 foot step up. You are now technically level with that, Morgaine,
Okay.
because you are on a rise from the lower tier. You
I'll
are...
probably try to move up to. I want to try to get high ground, so I might move over to here or something.
Yeah, now you actually have high ground on everything else.
Okay.
Kodo, you see your stone and hers.
I pick up my stone.
The blood is old, dry, soaked in. It's tough to say how long.
You recognize these?
Thought it was a dream. I use this rocks to I killed the Badagas with this rock in my dream to fight for the champion. This. And on my scales, you said it almost looked like it was tattooed into my scale, right?
Engraved.
Engraved.
Engraved. It's almost as if there is a deeper etched line in his scale work right there.
So what does it mean?
I am the hand of Xynox.
Is that the dragon we're trying to wake up?
Yes. He chose me as his champion. I defeated the others. I didn't know it was real.
Did it make a difference?
I don't like killing my own.
Sorry, Kodo. Dreams are tricky things.
I attempted to talk her out of it, but she challenged me to a rite of blood. So I had to. I was hoping it was a dream.
Was there anything else you dreamed that you thought was a dream?
No, I assumed all of it was a real communication. I just didn't think. I didn't think the action would be real. I've talked to many spirits in dreams, in prayers, but rarely have I seen a physical response from those.
This dreamer seems to be able to take dreams and make them something much more. Hence the storm overhead. It can bridge dimensions, including that of the dream. Everything that happens from here on out, I would assume, is real.
Yet no body.
Well, that's unusual, isn't it? You said there would be something here.
Well, this is where the fight took place. The challenge. But this is not the beach where Ralithe was working.
So the cauldron's not here.
No.
You've been pinging consistently. You've gotten nothing from locate object in the past 3 days.
Well, there's an actual cave up that way.
We shouldn't stop. There's got to be more.
Give me a perception check, Morgaine and Sid.
$21. No,
25.
20. Sorry, 20.
You see movement
Fantastic.
over here as some
time,
rocks. I'll ping again.
I was in the
Over
wrong part of the map.
here, over
Got it.
here. As some rocks slide to the side, and you hear a slow, shuffling step.
I am going to use my cunning action to hide.
And
I'll glance back at the others and make a quick, sharp motion with my hand in that direction. Low,
27 died.
about my leg.
I will
you
also
see
attempt to
wandering around this stone a white dragonborn that has its hand on the stone, and it appears to have heavy wounds all around its head and shoulder area, but the wounds look old.
Do I see that yet?
You do. Once you see Morgaine and Sid sort of moving into position, it catches your attention. Because you see not so much Sid, but you're very used to Morgaine's rhythms at this point. And you see Morgaine getting into like calm and collected action mode. And he starts to drop into like trying to hide and go into something that looks like a quick flank of you're not sure what. And then you see stumbling around, hand on the stone, you see Zurzik come around the corner. Hello.
Zurzig.
Please do not. Please do not. I'll do anything you want, please. Spare me.
I walk close to her. So you're alive.
I am awoken. Koto, this place is... It changed her, Koto. It will change you too. Please let me leave with you. Don't leave me here. Please. You've all liberated so many. Would you take me too? Don't leave me to die here. Please. I will serve, and I will say nothing. I will do what I can.
And the cauldron?
It is not here.
And you relinquish your claim to it?
Yes. 1,000 times yes, Kodo. I just want what is left of this life.
Insight check?
Go for it.
It's amazing, but 6! Seems desperate.
Sounds legit.
Yeah.
Kodo, you're close enough that Zurzig is moving his head weird. He is not making eye contact with you while he talks to you. You can see part of his head, his scales are all maladjusted here, and you see new scales are growing in the misshapen direction that scar tissue presents itself on a dragonborn. And the scar tissue is all over here, and you see the stains of dried white dragonborn blood. Whites don't bleed. All dragonborn bleed slightly different, and white's dragonborn is a little bit more towards the purple end of the red spectrum. And he's got these dark stain edges. It looks like it's been somewhat washed off, but not entirely.
When Labadagos killed him, did she... I don't remember you describing it as her pummeling his head. Is this a different wound than what was in the dream?
No, it is the same wound. He was on the ground when you saw her, and she had bashed in his head and neck.
Okay.
With the purple stone that was, unless you have that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the same crystal that was next to yours. It's the one she fought with.
Where is Labadagos now?
I do not know. I've been afraid to look for her. She that did this to me, she cursed me with what this is, and I fear to walk the dreams. I let my sleep is sleep now.
So
Hold
you
on.
didn't.
Dark secrets.
Oh, secrets that are so dark.
Damn it, it's dark.
So dark, so dark.
Can't even get through with Devil Sight.
So dark, so good.
Dang.
I think Fulcrum's casting a shadow of Moyle.
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 Shadow Moyle.
Every time we say that, I picture like a Mel
Rick
Brooks
Moranis.
character just saying.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So you've been wandering, doing what?
Looking for food. I have none. I haven't eaten in
Why
days.
didn't you go to the Dreamer?
The dreamer doesn't answer me. The dreamer's silent to me now. My dreams are just that. There's nothing new. Do you have food? Would you give me some? I would serve. I would earn my way. I would shed blood for you if you would have me.
I don't know that you're capable.
Kodo, I would be servant to you and your name. I would pledge myself to you. But please, I am begging you for my life. You have freedom and you have life in your hands, and I would give mine to you for it. Please. All of you, they talk about you as the heroes. They talk about you as the heroes of this place, this strange place. You've taken in so many.
Captain
I have
Fulcrum.
lied to you in the past. I would not do so again. I kept her lies.
Be quiet now.
Yes.
And he drops to all fours.
Captain, would you permit him to be aboard the ship?
Well, I mean, yeah, of course we have taken on worse people, and
Not that we have not trusted.
oh no, there's at least a few. I mean, there's Griggs is on the ship right now, but I think it's our only lead right now, right? So, and
He's
I
a
don't
dead
really-
end.
Oh, I don't feel very comfortable just leaving somebody here, though. And you said
I
earlier you
agree.
don't killing your people, so we should.
That's why I'm asking.
Then
Do
no,
you
of
feel
course.
comfortable with him being on the ship?
Oh yeah, because if he does anything wrong, I'll just kill him.
But we're not there.
Oh no,
Do you feel
no.
comfortable with who we have on the ship now?
Well, I'm not fearing for my life. I mean, I'm used to spending time in company with people who make me uncomfortable.
To further my question, are you confident that the ship is safe without us there?
From him? I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, oh yeah, I think Tolag will kill him dead. He can't even see it, doesn't look like. I mean, he'll like take him out at the knees and then probably like sink one of those things in the like soft part behind him, you know?
Kodo. Who's
Yes,
the
sir.
dark one?
What?
Who was the dark one to your people?
Kerr.
This one fears both the Dreamer and Kerr, then.
As he should. Kerr is wrath. But he's also power. And his servant has shown neither. He was defeated. He now begs for his life, and he swore an oath to one of his kind. There is no lower action.
Then why save him?
I think that's more reason to save him. Right?
Now, there was recently one of yours who wished to come aboard who was deemed relatively useless. You had me cast him into the box and had him set on a new course for a new adventure.
Well, that was supposed to be a whisper.
I didn't see it.
That
was
dark
good.
secret isn't so dark anymore. That's like light mode on Discord.
Hey, you should just open up the chat window so all the chat can read the dark secret. Too.
Yeah.
Make this thing officially the least dark secret ever.
Not for the chat.
I believe there is a difference between failing your god and refusing him. And our friend.
Hey, thanks for the follow.
Thanks for the
follow. Rio
Much
Bravo.
appreciated.
Good movie.
Nice.
I assume you speak of Harlan, the dragonborn that refused our gods and chose to follow someone else.
Well, as I recall, it wasn't really his perspective, Kodo. I think he still felt he was. It was just, a matter of perception.
Yes.
And I
You
perceived
split
it to be
hairs.
wrong.
You did. You definitely
Yes.
did.
Who the hell's Harlan? Sounds like a dumb idea, DM.
Casting
But I
him
did
see
not
into the
kill
darkness.
Harlan. I
No,
did not cast him into a certain death. I don't feel I should do the same with Zerzig either.
Well,
you are
Kodo,
willing.
there's another option. We have a rowboat, but that's not the only boat we have here. You can send him on that to wherever he wishes.
That would be the same thing as a death.
Here, probably, yeah.
Just an option.
I can check back in on Harlan, see if you have a minute to shore.
With your permission, Captain, I'd like to grant him passage to our ship.
Oh, yeah. Granted. Should we ask him before we take him back if there's anything on this island we should look at? Like, weird cave? over
Welcome to D&D Rio Bravo. It's the best thing in the world.
So good.
Welcome to the cult.
there?
Cult.
One of us.
Totally.
One of us. I turn to look at Zerzig. We will grant you passage.
Thank you. Thank you, Kodo, the merciful.
Have you seen Ralithay?
Before my golden lady turned on me, yes. 2 times. In dreams. Working away, toiling on the side of the island. A cave that doesn't exist anymore, the merciful. It only exists in dreams. They say the dwarf keeps her hidden away.
Have you seen the dwarf?
Yes, but not in the flesh. Not for some time.
Describe him to me.
He is strange, like they all are. Hair about his body, everywhere, like an animal. And yet he wears skins. I may have to change headphones because my headphone says it needs to charge.
Well, we could take a quick break.
It is
That's
midnight.
true.
Let's do a 10-minute AFK.
Pause. Let me
Wait.
stick the landing, then we'll go.
Okay.
He has strange eyes, not dwarven. He grumbles. He's more of a beast. He keeps Ralithay serving her, but I think serving something else.
And then he whispers,
Maybe it serves the dreamer. But I fear to speak the dreamer's name on this island.
and now we're going to go on break.
Boom.
Ooh.
And scene.
Be right back.
All right, we'll see you guys soon. Oh, it's all right.
Hello. We're mostly back.
We're mostly
back.
So Zerzig says that thing he said.
Oh, creepy.
Can you point me to direction?
Since she turned on me, when I felt my life break, and I waited for the call from the Father, I awoke blind. The cave is where the dreamer sleeps. But I don't know that I could lead you there, Kodo.
I see the cave.
Then that is where you will find your dreamer. Do not. Be careful. I used to believe, and now I do not know anymore. I think every time I have put my belief in something, I think maybe I was wrong. And the Father has always been testing. I bless you for your mercies, Koto. I will make myself of use.
Kuruk will guide you. He will take you back to the boat.
Kirk is looking
will.
at you.
Oh, yes. Noble Drake, yes.
And so with that, Zerzig puts a hand on Kuruk.
Oh, sorry. Yes, yes.
And Kuruk starts walking back towards the boat.
Will the crew know?
If Kuruk is with them, they will know.
All right, then.
A dwarf. Has anyone seen a dwarf in their dreams?
Question, Levi. Did I get a image when he said that?
Of which thing?
The dwarf?
Yes. What you see is a dwarf with an extremely wide-set face that is covered in a hairy dwarf, for lack of a better phrase. He doesn't have a hairline, in that his entire forehead is thick hair, as if his eyebrows and his hair are the same.
Oh wow!
And then then the beard encroaches up to a nose that is squat, and then the nostrils pull up slightly, and he's got a split in his upper lip.
Oh, I've got a good idea what he looks like.
And he's got a decent, and you also notice that in the times that the dwarf has spoken, he has pretty big canines, and he's got 8 of them. And his eyes are his eyes are golden, and they do not look like a dwarf's eyes. He has a golden sclera. He has no iris, and he's got round black pupils.
I'm not so sure this is a dwarf.
His ears you don't really see, because his back is piled up in skins of all kinds of stuff. You see reptilian skins, animal skins. It's all stitched together. And you see dangling off the side of his waist a pretty hefty axe that looks like it's been made out of stone from this island. It's obsidian. And that axe looks like a two-hander that he's got hanging off his side. Like it just drags the handle behind him.
Well, legends have it from where we are that dragons can take many forms. Is that true of these?
I do not know the ultimate power of an elder.
Well, this dwarf, he's got a number of bestial traits, at least in the mind of the one we just let go.
Well, I can take many forms, so assume a dragon can too.
Now, his weapon is of this place.
Well, we can go to the cave, or we can keep searching the sands. The only other idea I have is for us to go into a dream and see if perhaps Ralithe is there still.
If you wish to go to a dream, I can send you there.
Ninja trick.
True trick.
True trick.
True story.
Well,
Story.
I don't intend to tell you what to do. This is your destiny, of course, but the cave is only there.
I do kind of agree. I mean, we came all this way, Kodo. Shouldn't we at least make sure there's nothing else to find?
I didn't say we were leaving. We came here for the cauldron.
Right, yes. But
The
searching the
cauldron
cave.
will not be with the dreamer. If he had the cauldron, he wouldn't need me, would he?
No, though he was thinking about Harlan.
Who was?
This one that we just gave to the boat.
Zerzig was thinking about Harlan.
When you were speaking about him, he was thinking about information that Harlan had. Does he know? Maybe a secret. Or rather, I think it was, does he still know?
The children of Kerr are wicked. I'm sure he will deceive me at one point. I will cast my judgment at that time.
I believe you, Koto.
I believe I want to find Ralithe before I speak with the dreamer. Would you all join me?
Well, sure, we only came here for you anyways, Kodo. Absolutely.
There's only one life to live. Live it well.
So, Ralithe's in a dream? I mean, wouldn't be the first time I asked you guys to go to a dream for me, so I mean, fair's fair.
Every time I've seen her was in a dream. Once I stopped dreaming, I haven't seen her.
Should we get someone to watch us, though, if we're going to be dreaming here?
Who would you trust?
Lindell. Can we do it from the ship, you think? And then come back here?
I would prefer to do it on the shore.
Though there are people here, aren't there?
I saw them in the dream. I haven't seen anyone since, though.
Well,
The other option is for a few of us to go into the dream and a few to stay behind. Split the party.
split the party.
Yeah.
Always a good idea.
Please.
Always a great idea. Never backfired once.
Bowring
No,
got
we
a
also-
whole Bill and Ted adventure out of it, so
That's true. That's true. He did.
Multiple.
yeah.
Well, it's up to you all. That's a great image.
I guess I should probably go. I got a lot of a dream experience.
Well, suppose I could send you all there.
So you staying behind, Boren?
Well, this is the difficult part. See, the last time there was a dream to go to. There was already someone sleeping, created the dream. But this time, there's not a dream to put you into directly. If your Corey is in a dream, we don't know whose dream it's in.
Maybe that means we need to have Kodo fall asleep first.
That
And I
might
don't
take a
think
while
this
to
is-
drink some of that anger fluid.
The anger fluid.
Just coursing through your
Furthermore-
veins.
If he falls asleep and winds up in his dream, if I cast the rest of you in there, Kodo will be lying here on this very beach. Helpless.
Well, shit. Don't look at that.
That was premature.
Yeah, sorry.
Good thing I wasn't looking at it.
I
Good.
like me a
Good
little
thing.
night.
No! Hey yo!
This guy. Am I
Whoa!
right?
Am I right?
Ha ha! Well, we have only just arrived. We haven't exactly scoured the beaches. Are you sure it's in a dream?
I'm not.
The question is, do we have to dream here? Dream on the boat?
Well, that's what I was wondering, but he said he'd rather do it here, and I get why. Maybe that is a good idea then. We could look around here a little bit, like Sid suggested, just to know if there's a safe spot. We can hide your body, Kodo?
Damn it.
Also,
that picture of the dwarf, I just caught it. Now that's
Isn't it
like,
great?
that's going to be epic.
When you were describing him, that's all that went into my head. I was like, oh, it's totally the Muppet.
Nope.
I know his name. Do you guys know that one?
No, I forgot that one.
Sweetums. That's his name.
Sweetums.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Nice.
think of it. I was trying to find the image, and I had to like do a couple searches till I came across
Sweetums
it.
is like, hey guys, don't forget me, and he's trying to follow him.
He's always running after us. Well,
If you want to continue searching, we can.
I can speed up the process.
I don't know what other flyers are here, Balrin.
No. All right, fine. Let me make sure I got components. Oh yeah, fire and holy water.
Trick.
That's easy.
Just pour some booze on the ground, lights it on fire.
So badass.
There it is. It's just that
All right,
sacrament, whatever.
everybody, come gather around.
Some fireball.
Bowern will use his cantrip to create flame.
Okay.
Cast it on the ground. Takes out a vial of water, seawater.
He quickly spits out some of that sliding dialect of Elven. And it's not many words. Cantrips are very brief in their design. And just you guys see a small flame about the size of a dodgeball just appear in his hands.
He starts a small fire with it there on the ground, takes out a censer of seawater and puts it over until it begins to mist and
Nice.
boil.
As the mist boils up, how many are dreaming and how many are staying? Is the party splitting or not?
Oh, we're not
Different
going into
spell.
a dream, my friend. Oh? We're turning into clouds.
We're turning into clouds like we do.
Then as you guys feel the mist flow in, as you breathe it in, it feels cold, like breathing in pure oxygen. And all of a sudden, a chill starts to flow through all of your veins as you start to feel lighter than air. And the weight of you lifts off your shoulders like when you submerge in water for the first time. And all of a sudden, you guys feel buoyant, all of you, as you lift up off the ground.
Well, now
You
he's
have-
full of tricks.
You have a quarter day before it ends. This will give you the freedom to move about the island. Search for whatever it is you need.
Hurry up, dream now. We'll all go in there while we're clouds.
While we're clouds.
We won't have to worry about it.
Isn't that
Cloud
a
dream.
song? Isn't that a song? Bring in the clouds.
Probably.
Cloud strafe.
Yes.
Let's try.
Well, I guess let's scour if we're
My God,
A
you guys have a
cloud.
fly speed of 300.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can cover the island in like no time. Like
That's ridiculous.
yep,
All right.
Lasts for 8 hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For 8 hours, you can.
Takes a minute to
That's
get.
a hell of a travel spell, guys. We don't need a boat no more.
it's almost better than Stevie T's snap.
We're there.
Actually, fun
Cloud
fact.
car. Yeah.
In my 3.5 Gatan game I ran, Stevie T got a necklace prayer bead of Wind Walk, and he called it the Cloud Car, and he would take the entire
That's
party wherever
awesome.
they wanted to go in Cloud
That's
Car.
awesome.
So,
Oh, I
it's the
remember
return
that,
of the Cloud
actually.
Car.
You guys whip around the island. Everybody give me a perception check.
All right. Oh, perception.
Ooh, a 19.
says-
Hold on.
I rolled a 19 as well. I got a 24.
I did not. I got a 15.
I have a +8, so I got a 27.
Dang.
An 11.
All right. Balron. And then it was also Sid and Morgaine killed it too. Or Kodo did. Kodo did.
Yeah, I got a
27.
24.
Sid did not get good enough. Balron, Sid, and Morgaine.
No,
as you guys are
that's Kodo, Bowron,
sorry,
and
Kodo.
Morgan.
Kodo. My God.
Just taking a spot in the party.
we know
That's why you don't
who's
like
up. We know
me.
who's
You
up.
knew this was going to happen.
Just so you know, the amount of names in my head, staggering for this game. It is staggering. And I always tell myself, don't make too many NPCs, and that ship has sailed. Pardon.
600 NPCs easily.
Oh my
that
God.
ship sailed, sank, and then sailed again.
Yeah, but, fantasy game. Thank God it's easy to remember the names. We once ran a superhero game where I just pulled real names from real life, and that was a nightmare for the guys. They're like, "Hold on, who is that? Bertucci?
Tim Johnson?
Who is
What?
What? Like, hey, hold on, but Jenny, what?
That's gonna be us in Don't Sleep. I'm like, I forgot who Fred
Totally.
was. Fred
Totally.
again.
Don't
The best
say
part is
that
they're
from-
all gonna die. By the time we recognize them, they've already turned, and we have to murder them. So it won't
Unless you
matter.
miss a game.
Don't get
Don't
attacked.
worry, guys. You're immune unless you miss a game.
You're immune
Yeah,
to the
that's-
game.
That is
Yes,
not
it was
true.
Don't miss. That should be the name of the game. Not don't sleep. Don't miss a game.
Don't miss. Don't
I mean,
Yeah.
technically, you did fall asleep. I missed it.
Don't vacation is the new name.
I would argue I didn't kill you. Air laser killed you.
Nope.
Nope.
Clint's like, nope, it was you.
Nope.
Kodo, Morgaine, and Balron. As you
Yes.
are whipping around the island
There we
in
go.
cloud form, all three of you at different moments. Yours was a 24, Morgaine. What
Yes.
number was yours, Kodo?
27.
You notice it first, Kodo, and you see another figure on the opposite side. No, not the opposite side. Trailing behind relatively the area where Zerzig was by about 200 yards. And you see Zerzig. This Zerzig has a camp. It is eating a meal, and it is preparing weaponry. And you can see it has a small shrine set up in its camp, but the camp is high up on that mountain, hidden pretty well from sight from the ground. The only reason you guys have any line of sight is because your cloud's moving at 300 feet per 6 seconds. So you're the first person to notice it. Morgaine and Balrin, you eventually notice it as well. Morgaine, Balrin, you see a white dragonborn that is relatively well armed, that appears to be going through daily rituals. What's going on? What is going on?
Dustin pulled out some string cheese and just ate it bite by bite. I'm like, what a fucking animal! He didn't even pull it in his strings.
He demon took it out of plastic.
Sorry, it threw me off. I was like, what's going on? Kodo, everybody else, it's a white dragonborn. Kodo, this is Zerzig. However, it almost looks like something's different about him. The frill that runs up his head is a little bit taller. At his shoulders and his elbows, he's got his scales seem to be a little bit more large and a little bit more angled outward, so they form more dramatic ridges along those areas. And Zerzig, you knew in the day to be an explorer and a man of faith. Sorry, a dragon of faith. You didn't know him to be a warrior, but he's managed to fashion obsidian weapons all around him. He's got fish hanging from a rack. He's got
Can we communicate
enough
while
to
in
keep
mist
him.
form?
I think it said something about that.
The only actions you can take are dash.
No. This was also like a huge problem that was addressed in the first season of Critical Role. They couldn't speak in Windwalk.
Yeah, and it also takes a minute to come out of it while you're incapacitated during that time. So that was a devastating effect.
See
in one
each
fight.
other?
You have a vague idea of what the others look like. While you're here, however, and you guys are zipping about the island, you see coming out of the clouds something that comes up near you, Fulcrum, while you're in cloud form. And you see, for a second, the cloud forms, grabbing wisps near you. And you see briefly a small tornado midair. And then it's gone. And for a second, you felt your body being pulled into it. And then it relinquished that hold and vanished.
Do we get to cover the whole island, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Any
You find
sight
a
at
cave?
all of Ralithay?
No. There is no second
That
cave.
hut.
That hut
that
is
she's
not
in.
there.
Okay.
That hut is not there. There is no second cave that's nearly the same size as this. There are caves on this island, but they are true to cave formations. They are random, they are natural, they appear, you are able to slip in and out of them because you have no form. But you find only 3 others that a humanoid of your size could fit in, and all 3 eventually have a choke point you can't move past because it pinches together too tightly. None of the 3 are inhabited. This is almost a lifeless island. The only life on it is sea life that has moved onto the shore and built nests. There are a number of bird nests and some insects that are native to the island, pseudo-native. But the bird nests are none of these large birds. They are like seabirds. And the seabirds here have 4 sets of wings. So I have 4 wings, 2 sets of wings. They look like an oversized sparrow that has an elaborate comb out the back of its head.
I try to make apparent that I'm going back to the large cave.
Okay.
And doing a captain duty thing, I'm just going to buzz the boat during that time we all flew around just to make sure they're still doing okay over there.
You see that Kurik has reached the boat, and Zerzig is on the boat, and he's been tied to the mast. And you see Tolig is sitting in front of him with 2 pointed sticks just in his hands like little daggers.
It's like,
and you see Lindell walks up to Burl. You see hands him a cup, and Burl's just like sitting there fishing, not even paying attention to the fact that there's a captive tied to the mast. And Kurik is over by Lindell, and Lindell, you see him going, "Now, who do we not tell?" And he hands Kurik some food.
That's right. We don't tell the Big Bean Daddy. Big Bean Daddy don't give you treats.
And he's handing Kurik chocolate.
Steal my mount.
Oh, yes. Lindell's the best.
He's like, "That's right. Who's a good boy?" And you see, like, Kurik's going, he's like,
That's right. Who gets belly rubs?
and he's like rubbing his belly.
gonna head back. Tolig's got everything. It's fine.
Daddy's grumpy. Daddy's so grumpy. That's right. That's right. You're a good boy. You're a good boy.
I love that character.
It's amazing. I head back to the cave.
I start then materializing, then I suppose.
Okay. The to not be a dick DM, I'll make this relatively painless. There is some mild confusion about where and how. You all don't quite show up where you know the others will be. It's more like, and you're like, oh, okay, you're over there. And then, but you all find one another.
All right.
Okay.
If I see Kodo starting to materialize, I'll do the same.
Okay. Kodo is the first to choose to materialize, and you guys all notice it because he's massive.
Yeah.
What's materialized? So look at Kodo. Pull my trident.
You guys all materialize here, and for the first time, this cave is actually here. You guys are a full halfway up the peak at the mouth of the cave. I'll ping it. Actually, you guys would be closer. You guys are super cautious, so I'm going to put you in this little bit of rocks outside the face of the cave, so you technically have cover. So I'm I'm pinging a layer you cannot see. Why am I doing that?
No,
How about I ping here?
I don't know.
You guys all materialize here.
Where's here?
Unless Kodo would be that.
Are you pointing at the bottom?
Yeah.
It's where I moved my character.
You guys are down by Morgaine.
Oh, I was already there.
You materialize here unless Kodo would put himself right there.
I would.
Okay,
I thought that's where we were
you
going.
are. Then go there. Go there.
Yeah.
Because that Bauer just lands right up there next to him. He's just
Here, I'll switch the chat so you can see. It's a very skinny map.
So skinny. So
skinny map.
so
We're skinny jeans.
Bauer looks over at Kodo. Are you prepared to see what's down there?
Yeah, I'm ready to meet him.
Yeah, well, Skiza said the same thing. He
Did you all
grabs a-
see Ralithay? Sorry. Did you all see Zerzig down there?
On the boat?
No.
I don't see that I did.
In a
The other
camp.
one down the beach. Yes.
What?
Hmm.
that's-
Another Zerzig. Was
Lauren
like
Morgaine,
everybody
not to be
looked-
racist, but Dragonborn do look a lot alike.
You were one step ahead because I was about to say that. I was like,
Dragonborn look shockingly alike. It's like walking into a pet store and looking at two iguanas and saying those two look different from one another.
I couldn't discern skeezers. I'm probably not discerning. Dragonborn
You
either.
chose not to discern skeezers. It's not that you couldn't.
Dragonbornist.
Yeah, they were very distinct from one another.
I would argue that I'm the least Dragonbornist. I don't see the color of their scales. They're all the same to me.
Oh, God.
You guys sound like a bunch of humanists. I don't know.
Humanists.
Bunch of elfists.
Unfortunately, they're not elves, so you know.
Sid puts on his goggles.
Orgain says, I saw another Dragonborn the same color as Zerzig, but I don't know if it was him.
It was Zerzig. But he was
Kodo.
changed.
You didn't.
Now that you're
looked in
thinking
a lot
about
better
it,
shape.
the one you saw had no injuries.
Do you think the ship's in danger, Kodo? Should we go back? Is that an imposter, or...?
No. If nothing else, the other one's an imposter.
Seems like a lot of that going around for you folks.
The other one was crafting weapons. He was, more fit than Zerzig ever has been. Zerzig spent his life in books, not adventuring and swinging weapons.
Zerzig have a brother?
Zerzig had many weapons and was hunting. Zerzig has never hunted. Ever.
So what benefit is there for him to look like Zerzig?
I don't know.
Should we go talk to him?
I say the dreamer first.
Dreamer it is.
Sure. It's your island. Oh, I mean, it's not your island, but you know what I mean.
You guys walk into the cave. The rock here has cracks all along it, and it goes from being broken pumice volcanic flow with the shattering into smooth obsidian that's been fractured. So the tunnel becomes a black glass tunnel that somebody has let off an explosive inside, seemingly, and it has shattered all at once. But like shatterproof glass, it just fractures all along and then doesn't fall apart. And so as you're walking in, you start to notice all along as the ambient light outside reflects in the broken cracks, more of that purple glinting light. Until, give me a straight up intelligence check. Everybody, if you want to.
16.
Jack of all trades apply?
Sure.
Intelligence check, not saving throw.
Holy shit.
Balrin, it's pretty 20, homie. Wow.
Nope, I don't know.
Byron, you're moving along. Okay, what is... Okay.
Fulcrum.
It's pretty
That one.
so pretty in here.
You start to see that glinting purple
Nice.
light has a pattern to its... It has a pattern to its, like, reflected purple flecks. And then you realize they're not reflections. It's actually some sort of pattern pulse of light-based energy that's very subtle. It's almost like somebody is tapping out Morse code in flickers of light, but that Morse code is a really long message with long pauses in between. So far so that you might not notice it's a pattern at all. It would be like close to a paragraph of information. You guys move through, and the tunnel gets A little bit
Bowers
smaller.
almost said something. Hold on.
Okay.
Bowron stops and just
Say Bowers
starts
never says anything.
looking at it as though
Yeah,
he's
that's
trying to
unusual.
decipher. Look at it.
You mean the message?
It's speaking to us.
The dreamer said he couldn't decipher what it was trying to say.
What?
Who's sending it if the dreamer is receiving it?
I don't know. I think it's part of the spell that's holding him in place.
The light on the rocks?
All right. There's only one thing left to do then.
Tim played
We'll
that
communicate
perfectly.
with nature.
You mean the light in the rock?
That one is.
I'm going to use commune with nature and briefly become one with the nature and gain knowledge of surrounding territory. I gain up the knowledge of the 3 facts of your choosing about any of the following subjects they relate to the area.
Terrain and bodies of water, prevalent plants, minerals, animals, people. Peoples,
that's what's
powerful, celestials, fae, fiends, elementals, undead influence from other planes of existence, buildings. What exactly do
shit.
you want to know?
I want to know what powerful entity is creating the message if it's on this island.
You feel shake from your feet all the way through your bones, all your body. A powerful smash of something landing here that then embeds a force deep inside this cave. And then the land felt itself hollowed out, which was in a moment painful. And then, as is the way with all Earth, the way it always was. As Earth has only memory, and yet at the same time, no mind to understand that memory. And that power was elemental. It was a force of Earth driving Earth. And the thing embedded was darkness. Of a plane of cold black. You can give me a religion check if you want for that one.
Be a good place to start.
Come on, nat 20.
Boom.
Oh, so close to that nat 20.
15.
There are a number of planes that are described as cold and dark. Sectors of the elemental plane of water are cold and dark as they relate to Arctic regions on Earth, on Lim, not Earth. And there is also the Grey Lands, is reputed by the few who have survived traveling there to be dark and cold. And there's also the Wither. And the Wither is described as a plane of cold black, where the stain of undeath sinks into the living. In addition, there is the actual elemental plane of black, which is adjacent to both the Greylands and the Wither.
None of the hells.
The Hells are not cold.
All of them are warm. Okay.
Yep. There are parts of the Hells that are cold, but they are the exception to the rule. The rule of the Hells is that they burn.
As the traditional hells had one that was icy cold, so I was just curious if it was.
The Abyss, yeah, and the traditional Hells, there are icy cold pockets, but to say the Hells are cold would be inaccurate.
Okay.
The Hells are hot. The Abyss is full of shifting temperature. Nothing about the abyss is normal or steady. It is like a hurricane. So parts of the abyss are cold, but it's tough to say.
Definitely not fiend related then. This thing is something of the ground itself.
What's your next question?
Let's see. I don't need.
Oh, did I say the elemental? Did I say black is the elemental plane of black? I meant shadow. Sorry, everybody.
That was the main one I needed. So we'll just go with we'll just check it for any fiends at this point in time.
No fiends are on this island.
And just because they're my people's...
No, a half fiend is on this island right now.
Yes, there's one, just Fulcrum.
Good, we know the spell's not worthless now.
That's right. We know it's working.
All right,
He's just
working.
our litmus test.
Last but least, we'll just check for other fae.
Old devil test. Other fae.
Only because we have a doppelganger, and last time it was a fae. So
Yes. Other fae. You get a slight ping from your boat has a fae presence. There is a fae presence, but it is extremely weak, pinging off of Sid.
Okay.
But it's more like fae scent. Something comes off Sid that's fae-like, but he doesn't ping as a full-blood fae. Much in the same way that Fulcrum doesn't ping as a full-blooded fiend. And relatively, the half-fiend strength of that ping is lesser in the fae presence of Sid.
Okay. It's like a quarter.
It's like a dash.
A dash of fae.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I won't bother telling them about the fae on the boat. That'll just distract us at this point. We'll just move forward with the current mission, and I'll reveal that to them later.
It's news to me.
If I remember.
Don't worry, I won't forget.
Drink it up.
So forward we go. After I relay them about the elemental thing.
Okay. You move deeper in, and after you have been moving down this tunnel for 20 minutes, the tunnel starts to down tilt and twist.
It landed here, and it burrowed deep.
You guys can all start to feel in your feet. And I don't mean like how a dwarf would sense. I mean how somebody who's never been in a cave can sense. This is starting to tilt downward steeply.
Do you maybe can we go back into that like mist thing?
I'm afraid not today.
I can't go right back into it if I think about it right now.
Think happy thoughts.
Well, I don't know. Can you return to it in the same? It requires concentration. Almost guarantee you that.
No, it
Yep.
doesn't.
A creature can revert.
It can.
Oh,
yeah, I guess we can. Yeah.
You guys can
Right,
become
we'll
cloudy
just-
clouds again.
We'll just
That's
float our
heavy.
asses down this thing. We don't have to even worry about it.
nice.
Of course,
I'm not
once
going
we
to do it
find
unless
something.
I'm going to like slip down this slope. If it
Yeah,
feels
so
like
it's
it's
gonna
so
take a minute to
treacherous
come
that I
out
have.
of it.
Yeah, I'm just going to continue walking unless I have to do that.
I have land stride, so if it's difficult terrain, I just go down, no problem. Just
Okay.
I've got a natural climb
You
speed.
would.
well,
I
You
can
guys move
fly.
down. So you're gonna be a cloud, Morgaine? Just you?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to.
Just you.
cloud. That's a
He's
bad.
like, you guys just need to hang
hey
on
guys,
for 10
this
rounds
is
of combat.
super
I'll stop
cool.
being a cloud again. Just give me a
Okay,
round.
like, I just stayed at the top of the hole and aimed down.
That's right. That's right.
That's the best place for
I
him
can
anyway.
hit it from here.
That's all he wants to do.
It's in range, right? So,
You guys move down for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and it starts
Jesus.
becoming more steep.
Damn. We should, if we still can, we should definitely cloud out here.
Well, yeah. I mean, climbing back up would be a real pain.
Yeah.
Should practice on the rigging.
Oh, it helps. Oh. You should have seen me when I first tried to start moving stuff on the ship.
How much fun do you think we have?
I don't see anything ahead, Kodo. We have a ways to go.
I don't have an answer.
Well, then.
How dark is it getting in this cave as we're moving through? I assume it's like pitch.
You need dark vision half an hour ago to see.
Good thing I got those goggles.
So at this point, you'll have need something to have created light with, if you intend to see.
I can cantrip another small flame torch.
I have my blindfold.
Yeah, I think we all have
I
dark
think
vision,
everybody
right?
should have dark vision.
I have devil sight.
Oh, okay.
We're the
then
best party for caves.
It's a non-issue.
We live down here.
I didn't realize that. That's awesome.
You've now reached a grade where if it gets further, it's going to be vertical down.
I think we might have to try clouding it up.
Fair.
You've been underground for an hour now.
Whew.
Jesus.
Just where it's sloping down, I have what is devil sight? I think I have 120 feet of devil sight. Can I see the bottom?
Nope.
Or does it like keep curving? So, ooh, it's a drop. I think.
Before we turn to cloud, Byron just looks back at him and says, "It burrowed very deep." And
Do
then
you know
the
how
ground,
deep?
deep enough that it shook the earth itself. But we've approximately half of the duration left on the wind walk. I would hope it would get us down there and back out. At least to here.
Worth trying.
Otherwise, we sleep down there until tomorrow.
Well, assume we're gonna find some friendly folks at the bottom.
I do assume with a short rest, I could regain natural recovery to gain my level of spells back, and that would give me it back one more time if I had to. So an hour's rest, and we can do it again, I suppose.
I turn into mist.
Mist
time. It's mist time.
That's
You
Mr.
guys-
Misty to you.
Once again,
Ooh, Mister.
breathe in and feel the air turn colder as weight lifts off your shoulders, your back, your legs, and then you flow down. The darkness persists, and at your speed, you're moving very fast. And you notice as you move further down, the cave becomes more broken and is what is now a vertical shaft with giant spikes sticking out of the walls of these crystalline forms. And eventually these crystalline forms start creating crisscrossing barriers all the way down, like bars across, like the game Kerplunk, where the spears come in.
Yeah.
Only they're giant purple, they're full-on purple crystal rods now. And each of these is maybe 5 feet in diameter. They come all the way across, piercing. And at first they're just jutting out like thorns. But by the time you're at the bottom, you're weaving around these things. And in total, if you had to estimate, let's see, 300 feet per second. It takes you a minute to get to the bottom.
Wow.
And when you get to the bottom, it's this
1,000 feet. Jeez.
Another
it's
3,000
this
feet.
giant warped purple crystalline solid mass. How old are you that we understand a kerplunk reference?
We have been called
Hi.
out.
I'm 40. Kerplunk.
Back in my day, we played with plastic sticks.
Great game. We play with wooden sticks, I'll have you know.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're basically
Yeah.
barbecue skewers.
That's right.
And you're welcome.
They were.
Skewers and marbles.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Great game. Played the
Okay.
hell out of that game.
And when you get to the bottom, you see a pulse of purple light that comes in and out like extremely slow breath. You don't hear that noise per se, or maybe you do, because there is a weird rush of air in here that flows with the cave naturally. And the few times that the light pulses, what you see is this. You're standing on it. It is underneath your feet, flat. So the wall of this chamber, so to speak, for that thing, you're standing above it, looking down at it. And this thing is massive. The tunnel here has widened out, so now it's about 100 feet across. And this thing is spiraled all inside of it.
Final
I think we
Fantasy
found your
X.
dreamer.
Well, I
Yeah,
can't
the
speak it.
aeons.
I come out of mist.
Yeah, I'm doing the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a place for us to stand?
Yeah, that's a good
On
question.
top of him.
On it.
On
Yeah.
it. No
The
fear.
ground is purple crystal.
And it's buried in there like an amber, like the
Yep.
way
Like Jurassic Park.
we're gonna Jurassic Park this thing. Hell yeah, we are.
Nature always finds a way.
We just need some frog game. Oh yeah, I know where I can get a frog.
Down here,
I've
You've
seen him
all
turn into a
noticed-
frog before. I know how this works.
you've all noticed moving down here, getting further and further and further down the tunnel. These purple flickers are now ambient light. It wasn't until you are in your flight, and once you got past all the crazy spikes that crisscross all the way down, the kerplunkiness, there's actual ambient light flickering like purple lightning, in that it seems to have a vector, but it is a jagged vector riding along the purple crystal. And the pattern is consistent. Balrin. The pattern remains. The pulsing light of the chamber beneath you, the crystal, is consistent. However, along the walls is that pattern I explained before, the one that seems like a Morse code, so to speak.
Would you say by chance that Bauern might perceive this to be some sort of spell that has been cast that's holding the dreamer in dream?
Give me a Arcana or you're not really sure what flavor of magic it is. It could be Arcana, it could be religion for divine.
Probably no idea.
It's probably some sort of magic. Whether it's a spell, who knows?
I was trying to discern if I thought a dispel magic would break whatever repeating chant this thing is, but I'm almost too afraid to try it now.
It's either that or a curse. Either way.
Joe, call Kodo.
Your DM was so preoccupied with whether or not he could. He didn't stop thinking.
Let's put some gold in the chat tonight.
So once I materialize, I take the part of my scales that were marked, and I lay them down on top of the amber.
Okay.
Dreamer, can you hear me?
Of course, my chosen. Of course.
I look around to the others. Does it look like they notice him talking?
Nope.
You've come a long way.
I have brought help.
Then if they are a part of your covenant, sleep, that we may meet.
I stand up. He wants us to sleep. He wants to meet you all.
Easier said than done.
I mean, honestly, I feel pretty safe down here. We're pretty deep.
All right.
Yeah, I would say that's true.
I mean,
Just because you choose not to sleep, Balrun, doesn't mean you are incapable of it.
No, pretty sure elves can't.
Close your eyes long enough, you can sleep.
Just do it, okay?
Shut your
Quit
damn
complaining.
mouth.
I know you don't want to, but
quit
just
talking.
do it.
Just
Drink
come
it.
on.
Well, let's see. Creatures that don't sleep, such as elves, can't be contracted by this spell. You are a willing creature you touch enters a trance instead. That's fine.
I'm not going to go into a spell sleep. I'm going to fall asleep.
I was just seeing if it would work. Although we did technically go in there this way last time, so I don't remember how that worked exactly.
Magic loophole.
It was a magic loophole, wasn't it? We probably didn't even read the full spell.
Magic.
It's got the word dream in it. We're good.
Oh yeah, no, dream definitely didn't work the way we used it.
No, definitely not.
I forget. It was a while back.
Maybe you just don't need to sleep to dream, you know?
Sleeping, huh? Oh, yeah,
It
that's true.
says right here that while meditating, you can dream after a fashion. So even though you don't need to sleep, doesn't mean you can't sleep.
Well, let's just do
Such dreams are mental exercises that have become reflexive through the years of practice. After resting in this way, you gain the same benefit as a human does from 8 hours
This is
of
great
sleep.
gaming right here. This is good stuff.
Just saying, I'm not saying, it doesn't say you can't sleep because you're an elf.
Boom. We're going to dream.
Done deal.
Done.
Nailed it.
Dream time, baby.
We're there.
Dream time. Getting eaten by dragons.
I'm now out of 5th level spells for the day.
Balrun,
I ain't taking
Morgaine,
your spell sleep. Weird thing. You can't
The
even
others
cast
gotta
it
have it.
yourself anyway.
Balrun, Morgaine, you both go to the resting position you're most comfortable, entering your daily trancing. Seated, not standing, obviously, but seated, however you choose to. Everybody else falls asleep.
Karate Kid crane.
As you
kick
trance,
pose.
as you two trance out, you see in the pulse of light, it gets bigger and bigger. And you see, for a moment, it becomes almost blindingly bright purple. And you see almost burned into your retina the way looking at a bright light does. A silhouette of something taking up that center space as the pulse of light dies down. Hopefully you guys saw something change just now.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you see that figure appear.
I don't see it.
I don't
I
see
do not.
Do not see it. Let me
See it on
modify.
the stream though, so that's okay.
Let me modify the biz so everybody's got shabam.
Shablam!
Ooh yeah.
Shablam.
Taz, there it
There
is. Got it.
And you see this figure, and as it appears, dreamers, you open your eyes. The ground has changed. You're on crystal, but it feels comfortable. The crystal has not changed, it's still rocky, but for some reason it feels not painful to sleep on. You get up, you all feel somewhat rested, and you feel powerful, strong, like you're capable of more.
We've had a lot of coffee.
That's it. We wake the dreamer with a shitload of coffee.
Get a coffee drip down the cave.
We just give it a latte.
Just give him some anger fluid.
And this humanoid is your height, everybody. It's not massive. Welcome. I am so
Please.
happy.
That we can finally meet.
This is a pleasure.
I would say I am happy to see you, but I know that in order for you to come here, you've dealt with a great many trials and pains along the way, and for that, I would offer you solace, please. And he wipes a hand, and you see chairs appear, and a table. Sit, make yourselves comfortable. I'm sure you have many questions, and if you are in the trusted position of the great and mighty Kodo, who has taken my sigil as his own, then you are not unlike the friends of one of my own children. So, you're entitled to answers, and you are now, well, this is my home now, not the one I would have built, but you are now guests. So, as you would, think and eat.
Whole menu from seconds and thirds.
And
menu,
then,
huh?
as you think of it, the food appears on the table.
Being the ever-trusting person he is, Bowron goes and begins to grab something to eat.
Yeah.
Does anybody not eat?
You know what happened last time we ate?
Exactly.
Nah, I guess I'll get something.
I don't purify this food before I do this, by the way, Levi.
Good.
Good. Easier to poison you.
Good.
Good. You're dead now.
Finally found an NPC that Kodo will trust.
Yep,
Yeah.
This is your plot. This is how you die.
Yep.
That's how it works.
So you ate the carrot, you're dead.
Make
For the
start,
next,
start
for
your
the
death
next
saves.
day, you guys are immune to all poison and frighten. All your wisdom saving throws have advantage,
Oh, snap.
and you guys roll
Wisdom
2d10.
check.
You get bonus hit points of 2d10.
Yeah, and I think if they're not 10 hit points, their max HP goes up, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. 2d10 was that?
This feast is the effect of a hero's feast.
Oh, I got the spell now. I just learned it today.
You feel invigorated. Well, invigorated is the wrong term. You feel the kind of feeling from a home-cooked meal of a place that isn't trying to... It's doing so with care. Not like an inn that's trying to knock things out quickly, but like when you've been to a friend's home and they've cooked a meal for you. And there was time and effort that went into it.
Ugh.
Suffice it to say, of the Dragonborn you've seen, he does not look like... He looks off from any Dragonborn you've seen. His race is extremely hard to pin down. like of which variation he is. And really big tail.
What was that? You said it had a bonus. No, you have advantage on wisdom saves, right?
Yep, for 24 hours.
Immune to poison and frighten as well, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, food's good.
Thank you.
Oh no.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You've all signed on to something very large. And for that, you deserve a feast. If anything, for the distance that you've traveled to be here. Welcome to my prison.
What's keeping you here?
Ancient words forced into the stone itself. The island was built to contain me.
How long has that been?
I don't know.
If it was built for you, that means someone did it to you? Who put you here?
The great glass grove in her majesty. Virillinox. As Koto has told me, she graced you with her presence some time ago. Though I do not know that she deemed you worthy for words.
Aaron pulls out that scale. This.
Yes, that.
We've seen her.
One of her dead skin flakes. Yes. She placed me here. Time moves strangely for me. I lost count of the years. After 200. Sometime after that, I don't know. The earth doesn't talk to me anymore. But sometime then, I began to push the doors of dream, and there found freedoms. Some freedoms. And those that would listen. So thank you.
What about the skies?
What about them?
There are those in the fake courts who believe you're responsible for the storm.
The storm was here. When I came here.
Did you pass through it?
I came here very long ago. Chased by my jailer. I sought refuge amongst beautiful islands. And while here, a storm erupted around us. There was a great thundering cry, and the ocean twisted, and it vomited up all that it was. It was something to see. I was able to use it to hide from her for a time, but it was also dangerous. And for years, this place was a howling mass of wind, water. And there were places to hide, but, well, present company excluded honorable guests. All the mortals just perished. broken upon rock and water and air. And it all finally died down in a decade.
So the storm over here has been ancient.
I was here before I saw it birthed. It came out of the ocean and the sky with a great thundering scream. There was a spire at the center. I do not know what happened there, but a single bolt broke towards the heavens, and the scream of someone dying rung out and broke everything.
So as I feared, the attempted deicide on Horus. Is that the origin of the storm?
I don't know your Oros. I do know that this place, these mortals had their gods, but there was some silly little war that they were fighting against one of their own, who had destroyed some of their churches. But I had a pursuer to evade, and she is persistent and devout in her belief. She will not change, and she will not stop. And Koto, I hate to say that the mark on your hand would very well be a death sentence were she to see it. To ally yourself to me makes you her enemy.
This one's out of my hands, Kodo. The Court Spring is wrong.
I need the cauldron.
The cauldron is being watched over by people I trust, who've served me well. They are on an isle to the south. It is a large mass, and it is also where she lives. You would have passed it on your way here. Great trees, touching the sky if they could, and do.
We saw the island.
To traverse the island is to come upon two great monstrosities. One is her, and one is the mindless beast she keeps on a leash. Be wary of both. The beast, you would think it one of us. When he turns to all of you but Kodo, you would think it one of us were you to see it, but it is not. It is simply an engine of blind destruction.
I assume then this is not the dwarf thing. Tusks,
No.
golden eyes.
No. Draebor is a trusted ally. He makes sure that the cauldron does not fall into her hands, yet also stays out of interested parties, It's been difficult because I believe those fish things know of it and seek it as well. So we've had to keep it on land, but out of her sight.
Why would you keep it on her island and not your own?
She watches my island more than her own. Her island is larger, there's more cover. The other islands have other parties occupying them. The little dirt things, the bird things. There are a great many things that thrive here, all born out of your storm. So long ago. Well, long ago for all of you. All these little children rush about with their rivalries born of dirt or earth or air. It does not matter, but it does make it difficult to keep something as precious as the cauldron safe. Drebor has been instrumental in keeping it out of her sight, yet relatively close to her nose. You see, the beast she keeps on a leash is so dangerous it has its own guardians that keep it penned. So they must keep watch over it at all times to make sure it cannot leave. And so, just outside her walls is where we stay.
This is a land beast, not a sea beast.
It cannot fly. I know that. If it could have fly, there would not be this chain of islands. It only destroys. It doesn't speak. It sleeps, it wakes, it destroys.
I assume that the events of the last campaign's ending were kind of semi-known? Or is that not true at all?
To whom?
A bard?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds very familiar. There's a creature the Baron sought and brought back. A monstrosity the size of a mountain.
He did?
Unkillable, from what I understand.
It's a thing of myth.
Perhaps. Men say they saw it, fought it, made it sleep.
To go to the island is dangerous, but provided you can avoid her guard, there's no reason she would necessarily find you. My mark by nature makes it hard for her to find you.
And Ralathe?
She is there. She is preparing the cauldron so it can safely be used by you, Koto. To use the cauldron unprotected would destroy you.
Now say we do get this cauldron, and we are able to use it. And somehow, in likely future, we eke out success. We bring your enemy to the ground. In what way does that release you?
Her will is what binds this stone. When her will falters, I will be free.
So then it's not a matter of her having to relinquish it willingly.
She would never relinquish it willingly. She would let her dying thought be to make this prison even stronger. But it won't matter once her will is broken.
So submission is necessary, but not death.
For her, submission has to be death. The one thing I would give Varilla Nox, she is a stalwart foe.
Well, if your description is what Kodo says, then you're speaking of fighting a god. Is this even remotely possible?
All things are possible if you are willing to do the work to make a dream come true.
Now, those are the words I like to hear.
I've seen strange and amazing things in my time. I'm sure in your brief stint, a breath on the skin of this world, you've seen amazing things as well. Koto carries amazing things in his very will himself. And he is but one of you. As I understand, amongst you, I am also in the presence of a god, am I not? And he turns to Balrin.
Guilty as charged.
Well, then there. I have on my side a god.
Why does
Morgan
Varilla not
shoots him a
hate you so
glance.
much?
I hurt her once.
Oh, no, don't tell me.
Story old as time.
I was simply more than her, and I could give her mate the fulfillment he desired. And for that, she marked me an enemy and sought to drive me away. She treated me like poison from a wound. But I am strong, and I will persist. I have not seen him for some time. But if he's weak enough to fall to her command, I don't need him either. She's vengeful. She would see me destroyed even if he doesn't want me anymore.
Is he still around?
I haven't seen him since the storm.
Might we have a description?
He, to your eyes, would be an ancient, I'm sorry, a dragon. And his skin would be the color of the sun. He was kind and strong once. Inquisitive. And, above all, powerful and knowledgeable. And yet, falls to her whatever she chooses him to believe. Does what she wants, goes where she would have him go. He is weaker because of her.
So then maybe not an ally you could bring to the fore.
You could try. But I have no idea where he is.
I'm willing to help.
Do elders sleep?
She does. But when she sleeps, it is difficult to tell. Waking or sleeping, she is hard to find. She becomes one with her island.
I was asking because your reach managed to find me months away.
You choose to listen. You are open. Your call is of faith. In this place, she has more walls around her than in the real world. In this place, to find her, you would find an endless forest. And in it, very angry things. Do not pursue her here. Here is more dangerous than there.
What if I pursued him?
I don't know what you would find.
Well, I like our odds.
Will the cauldron take my breath?
Yes. The throat takes all breath, holds it.
How many breaths will it take to complete the job?
I would just take your time, giving it all you could. She is strong. If she has her beast with her, it is strong.
How is it defeated?
Part of her has given it strength. If you kill it, you could weaken her.
Well, that's a plan.
It's good. But still, does it have a weakness of its own?
It is blind.
Blind. Blind destruction.
It is herded by her guards. She has turned the residents of the island into her own personal guard. They worship the beast like some sort of living god.
Do I know anything about that island?
Give me an intelligence check.
Can I make it a jack of all trades check?
You can always make everything a jack of all trades check.
Awesome. Oh, a 5.
That was supposed to be a 20 right there, by the way.
5.
Real close.
You have heard a number of islands in this entire area are bad. You've heard that one is bad.
Okay. It's good intel.
About the cauldron. Can I share other dragons' breaths?
Yes,
Fire, acid.
all of it. If
I will
Ralph
survive.
if Ralph has built the correct lattice work around it to make it usable by a mortal, she'll be able to bind your essence to it, so you will not be destroyed in the process. The great heroes of legend have given their lives to use the throat. But in that last breath, they changed the course of nations.
Will you?
Give your life or change the course of a nation, my hand.
If I give my life, will you change the course of a nation?
Of course, my hand. I'll change everything for the better.
Will any element do, or does it have to be dragon's breath?
It must be the breath of those that carry the blood of Kur, Ishara, and Lonem.
Milikoto, I hope you have many brethren.
We have few. But that also means we'll have more time.
Oh, speaking of your brethren, do you know there's two of the same person on your island, sir? But, well, not quite, but also, yes, two whites?
It is a strange thing I don't entirely understand. The magics of this place are different from those beyond the storm.
Is that also why there's little whirlwinds around? I almost got caught up in one.
Those are the first children.
Aerial elementals, most likely.
In the early years following the storm, these fish things, the dirt people, they did not exist. Living earth, air, water, and fire roamed this place and warred. In time, when those wars ended, new life was born. The first children still roam, some more dangerous than others. As for the two whites, when Labaragaz took her blood oath, she turned on her friend. She murdered him in my name. But I believe she placed some sort of curse on him. I don't understand it, but those are her choices she made. However, I no longer need her as a champion. Mine is stronger. And he proved that.
If Zurzig is still here, where is Labaragaz?
She has left my island, and she has not called out to me. She left in shame. I assume she has fashioned a way off and has traversed herself to one of the nearby lands. I do not expect her to survive. What you did to her broke something inside her.
She is a whimpering thing now.
Would she be inclined to seek power from your enemy?
When someone believes like she did, and sacrificed so much like she did, only to have one of greater faith sunder that belief, fear becomes her new guiding star. I think not unlike one half of what Zerzik became. She is now a thing fit to only survive.
Are there any other tools, relics, powers that you could bring to fore that you are aware of?
You carry 2 of them.
Oh. What
And
thing?
there are powers here. To the far southeast, there are powers. And in the northwest, there is an outsider that has gone to great lengths to evade my dreams. Whatever it is somewhat of a distraction for me to try and find it. Very clever. But a curiosity and a trifle. But it has been here since before.
It's likely the devil's.
That is not my sense. I think it is something else entirely. The devils are old to you, but for my eyes, they were not here at the beginning. When the 10-year storm was born and raged, they appeared at its end.
Are you familiar with Glimmer?
Yes.
Were you here when it was created?
Yes.
What use does it have?
It is a seed that can grow. It is a piece of divinity.
Is that from the god that was slain?
That is what I believe. I believe it's what was left of its form when it fell to earth, when it fell to ground.
Been carrying around a piece of dead god in my pocket for months?
Lucky you.
I think Skeezer actually ate his.
Few people did. Looks over at Morgaine.
Well, then
Tasted kind of like a bean.
the people of the island where that comes from believe it's the stuff of the world before this one.
They are wrong and right.
They view
That
it
is
as
the way of
cursed.
these things. Beliefs in this place are somewhat real.
Well, I guess that gives us some hints as to what we need.
I would guide you if I could. Should you choose to dream, to speak to me again, my hand offers the door. As he can speak to me at any time, he could guide you to see me again. But as I cannot leave, you would also come here, while there. I apologize, it is a nebulous and mercurial thing, dream.
Do we need to sleep here or from anywhere?
You merely need my hand to guide you. And I would leave that to his judgment.
Well, that simplifies things.
I have spoken to Ralithe in your dream. How can I do that again?
You would need to think on her and will yourself to her presence. If she would accept it, like a handshake or an opening door, you would see her again. If you found her at first, it's because part of her wished that to happen. Dreams are like that.
I just try it now. Can I try it now?
Mm-hmm. You hear, far away, the echo of clang, 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 and then you hear clang, clang, clang. You can hear it's above you outside of the cave.
Is the cave still like a straight?
No, the cave
just
is
look
like
out.
it is in Dream. When you guys look, the cave is. You're still standing on Crystal. You still see the dreamer entrapped within and the one that's talking to you. But the cave now is got ambient purple mist at its edges of you as a group, like you're standing in purplish fog. And yet beyond, you see a light behind you leading to daylight. But pretty far away, like a couple 100 feet.
I start walking
But
out
not
then.
vertical. Okay. You walk out and you can see the same beach and the same hut. Not hut, more like a tent that's open air blacksmithy.
I start walking towards her.
You walk around. As you get to the front, you can see that the filigree inlay and engraving with some like what looks like platinum has been wrapped up around, and it's covering about 2/3 of the throat, the cauldron. And you can see she is currently hammering out a thin sheet of platinum for the next bit of filigree. You take a very long time to get things done. Timeliness is never one of your strong suits.
I'm sorry.
Do not be sorry. Be clear. And since when have you just walked blindly? I taught you better than this.
Times call for different approaches.
No.
Is it ready?
No.
Then we are finished. I will talk to you later.
You are not thinking. The old ways are the best ways. Caution, practice, hard work. Your faith, without question, is what made you softer. You were hardened in my school because you learned the old ways and to question and to work harder. What is this? You walk like you're asleep. You need to wake up.
Are you telling me that
cannot-
I'm wrong?
I'm saying I cannot stall this for much longer. They watch. And I could escape, but then they would still have this thing. And then you see her scooch a piece of paper aside, and you see on it a drawing of an island. I am. And then she moves the paper back. Think. And we're going to cut it there for the night.
Nice.
All right.
All right. Good stuff.
Curveball.
Dun dun dun.
Okay.
And
We're
next
playing-
week, we are back.
Yeah, next week
Hell
we'll be back
yeah.
with Everstorm.
So good.
Screw that.
Since next week we'll be back-to-back weekend games. The Everstorm and then Huntenberg back-to-back.
Yeah,
games.
man.
Oh my gosh. Boom, 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 boom.
Nice. Nice.
Excellent.
Yeah, and then, so, plugs. What's going on?
Oh, tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's
Monday.
Sunday. There's
Yep.
nothing tomorrow. But on Monday night, it's the Wisdom Check. Me and Jeff, 10 p.m. Central Time. We have our guest, Brendan, artist. He'll be on with us. Then Tuesday, Cam, what are you doing Tuesday?
Tuesday. Great question. Don't know. Been getting back into some, I guess, inspiration for music stuff. So we'll see what I get figuring out there.
Bardic Knowledge is one of my favorite shows.
He's going to be
Good.
doing some Thriller. Some Michael Jackson
Thriller?
covers.
Yeah, some
Probably
you should Halloween
Michael
theme
Jackson
music.
covers, but-
That'd be great.
I was kind of thinking maybe I'll put some stuff together specifically for Don't Sleep.
You mean Don't Vacation? You mean?
Don't Vacation. Yeah, I was kind of like, I just kind of threw
Is that
together
National
like a bunch of
Lampoon's
stuff.
Vacation, or is it?
Yeah, National Lampoons. I threw some stuff together for last week of just stuff I already had, and I kind of was wanting to go with a more scary, maybe kind of electronic motif. So I think I'm gonna try working in that direction. So
Nice.
we'll I'm thinking I'll probably get back to that. So we'll kind of see where it goes, but that's the tentative plan.
Very cool.
Yeah, it is nice.
Wednesday is going to probably be GM prep with me, if I had to guess.
Yep.
Okay.
We're every other week for Don't Sleep, so this week
Right.
is an off week. I'll be doing Zweihander GM prep, so you could probably catch me about 10 p.m. on Wednesday. Thursday would be video game night. Are you guys playing a video game this week?
It's
possible.
I will definitely play something. So
We'll see what we get up to. Kind of been bouncing around.
yeah, a
Next
lot of
week,
games.
next week I'll have a DM Dark come back, and hopefully I'll make my tech work correctly for fucking once.
Nice.
So,
Oh yeah,
because Sid's got to move along. I haven't done much Sid action lately, so
it's all good, man.
action.
So Friday, again, nothing on Friday. Saturday next week, Everstorm, 10 p.m. And then Sunday, 5 p.m. Central Time will be the next episode of Warren Huntenberg, which will be
nice.
Chapter 8, Paradox.
Sweet.
Oh yeah, time travel, baby.
Nice.
We already did it.
Can't stop time travel.
Yeah, be sure to join our Discord, check out our YouTube channel, and make sure you subscribe over there so we can give away that Pathfinder 2 ebook.
Yeah, do it.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Do it.
And I think that's all of our plugs.
Well,
Anything else?
I'd like to give. I'd like to plug the art of David Lee Pancake.
Yes.
On the show.
Well done. Well done.
Came in this week.
Show it off. Show it off.
He is holding his own character. That is awesome.
Freaking sweet.
That is
awesome.
Holding his
Yeah,
own
I gotta check in on
character.
Morgaine. He's been doing all his streams at like, well, it's like 10:30 in the morning his time, which is 7:30 in the morning my time, and usually I'm not like available to watch it, so I gotta check in and see where he's at.
I watched them after the fact.
Blue Boys represent.
Blue boys.
Yeah, Balrog and Morgaine I've seen out on the table, so that he's got to paint him
Nice.
still.
That's awesome.
He needs to do some retweaking
cool.
instead. So
Yeah, that's fine.
do some more work.
No rush. I just, like I said, I haven't been able to even keep up with it too much because I haven't been around while he's streaming.
Stitch looks so great. I love it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
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 There's gonna have to be a day where we all get together with them and put them on one.
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't
that's
realize
right.
I actually won a dice box when I was
You gotta open it all the way up though. Show the thing.
the tongue.
He's got the tongue and the
I
uvula
love it's
in
got
there.
the tongue. That's so
beautiful.
awesome.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, check it out. Go to his website, buy some art, do it.
Fantastic.
Thank you for giving us your time tonight. Thanks for coming by, everybody.
Thank you,
and
everybody.
we'll see you guys next time. Take care.
I'll set us up with a raid.
Do it.
We'll do the
We're just
waves.
gonna wave for the next 10 minutes. Don't worry, we'll just keep
Dustin
waving.
finds a raid.
It'll just take me a second. As soon as
Zombie Decoy is streaming.
Oh.
I don't know if he's still streaming.
Oh, yeah. Decoy.
Or how much longer, rather, but it looks like he's
He's
currently
playing Among
streaming.
Us, I think, or he was.
That's all right.
He was earlier, yeah.
See you
I'm on
guys.
the list here.
Take care,
Where
Malice.
is
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks
see
for
you
the
guys.
news.
Zombie Decoy.
Let's do it. Let's get over
They're
there.
on our way.
Let's go say hello.
Thanks, everybody.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.
Later.
Bye bye.
3, 2, 1, and right now. There we go.